Welcome to the Good Talk, our recap and Q&A show where we go over the game we just played and answer your questions. And this was another crazy Titans tournament game. It was the Death Guard against the Thousand Suns semifinals, the last semifinals game. Going into it, Bridger 100% certain that he couldn't win this game under any circumstances, and yet you won it.
Here I am, ready to be entombed in my golden throne.
In fact, looking back over the Titans tournament, Bridger has not only won all of his games thus far, but due to a surprise tie, there's only been one other win, period, by John. And Bridger really...
And I dealt with him post-haste.
Bridger's the only one winning at all in this tournament. It's just...
I've been so
You're
lucky.
the real champion
I've been so lucky. This has been a crazy
It's not lucky,
event.
no. You've got good factions. You're playing them well. Maybe there's little spikes here and there, but no, definitely not. You're playing these armies well. And you've played into really tough matchups, right? And every time you've been coming out ahead, and this has just been a crazy tournament, right? Everything that people thought would happen in every game, it has gone the exact opposite. Everyone's predictions have been wrong, both before, during, like 5 minutes before the ending. Everyone's predictions are wrong at all times in these games. Even we cannot tell.
Yeah. Well, I'll say what I think has happened. I think
Okay.
the meta game overall. So I brought two very durable lists that are intended to survive and then hit back harder than the person hit me, right?
Sure, yeah.
And I think the meta game in general in competitive 40K has built a bunch of lists that are 20% less killy than they could be because they get more units to hold points, right?
Sure.
They're slightly tuned down on the offense, so they just get more units, they swarm the board, they get more turns of trading.
There are these MSU.
And that 20% of loss of lethality, when I turn on all my buffs defensively, I'm like, cool, now you're really not killing me.
It means they can't actually get through you.
And I just march up the board and take, like, I'll go down in the beginning because I don't hold objectives. I can't, I'm slow, I can't get there.
In this particular game, you were really slow, and it looked like the whole board was mine. I had advantageous positions, I had backup units ready to strike. But in this game, your shooting was pretty crazy, right? You were just picking up whole squads, right? Whole squads of Thousand Suns, not a joke to be picking up.
Not a joke. I mean, I have the guns to do it. I have AP2, 2 damage, which puts you to your 5 of pinball. It's the perfect gun. And then in combat, I was just picking up your models too.
When you even had 3 damage when you needed it. You had splashing mortal
3
wounds all the way
D3.
around.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the right guns.
You had a turn where I think you picked up 5 or 6 of my units in one turn.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
And I was running on fumes. And I was screening my characters with scraps. And you actually almost went easy on me that turn.
I did.
You could have picked up my characters, you didn't. And then the next turn, you cleared the screen, wiped all the characters. All the characters in one shooting phase, like back to back to back to back, all dead. And then I had one huge squad of invincible Terminators left that proceeded to do nothing. They failed their psychic. They killed like one model in shooting. They charged in, and they did half as many wounds to you as the Poxwalkers did back to them. Right? It was, they really just crumpled. And in every other game, they were superstars. They did nothing in this one.
Well, they kind of went on a solo mission this game. They went away from their -1 to hit the 4-up inball.
Well, they had
to hold down a whole flank.
The truth is, they did have that for half the game. It just stopped mattering after a while.
It was the half of the game where I wasn't doing anything to them.
That's correct.
I was kind of ignoring them.
Yeah.
Because when they have their buffs, they're indestructible.
You had so many other targets, right? That's the great thing about indirect is you have all the choices. And you could just go with the right target whenever you needed it.
I had to make some really tough targets because I could shoot anything every turn. And I was like, oh man, my target priority is like...
I know, we all feel bad for him with his indirect shooting.
It's like I can...
Three of them.
I can try to take you off of, like, kill Zangors, take you off objectives. And I'm wasting my 2 damage, I'm wasting AP2.
True.
And it's not even that many shots. Like, it probably takes all 3 to kill one squad. And a lot of turns you saw me doing this, where I would, like, put one in, kind of chip, and then you just kept failing morale for me, so it kind of worked out.
That's true. But that happens. They don't have amazing morale.
It does happen. But then the entropies just pulled so much weight. Like, the mortars, in the last turn, they picked up a lot. But in the prior turns, they were just chip damage. And
well, your first turn in particular, you killed one Terminator only.
And you just brought him back.
It didn't seem like much. And but every subsequent turn, you did a ton. Like, you were killing several whole squads.
I reprioritized.
Instead of just single models. Right? Very impressive shooting. We all know the Plague Burst Crawlers are amazing. They showed again how strong they really are.
Unsung heroes the Blight Haulers.
The Blight Haulers did great.
They're terrifying.
They were very durable. They had the right guns at the right time, and they were up the board.
Yeah.
And, even when I took their invulnerable save away and things like that, they were just tough. They still have a lot of wounds.
They're really hard to fight. Like, why fight them?
And their combat really mattered.
Yes.
Their combat killed
attacks each?
almost 2 whole units. They finished off 1 whole unit, killed a unit of Zangors.
Yeah.
Charged and killed, or didn't kill Terminator, but almost killed him. They did kill him.
They killed the Terminator.
They killed the Terminator
which
in
was
combat,
clutch.
which actually got you on the point.
That was like a 10-point swing.
Right. And, Contemptors, people are taking Contemptors with Volkite. Those can't fight.
Right.
Right?
And they certainly don't fight as a unit of 3. Like, when I can stack the 4-up invuln on all 3,
yeah,
and then all 3 fight as a unit,
yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, you want to tag me? Let's go. I have 12 attacks.
They have the multi-melter, they have the rocket launcher, they have the flamer, which came into play.
Is somehow not a flamer.
It's not a flamer. We call it a flamer, but it's not. It's the plague.
Did it used to be a flamer?
I thought it was, but maybe not. And then they have the combat potential, and if you're using all of that, they're actually pretty scary.
Very efficient. And they move 9. They move faster.
They're actually pretty fast.
Faster than Space Marine Contemptors.
And faster than almost anything in your army.
Right.
Realistically.
Yeah.
Wow, what an epic game. So, of course, now on Saturday we have the finals, which is going to be the Death Guard against the Custodes. And as much as we would all love to see Bridger play himself and produce, I think what we're going to have is Bridger playing the Custodes,
yes,
me playing the Death Guard, and Zach here producing.
What's up, Zach?
Hey. So you don't want to at least produce and play one of your armies?
I mean, it would be difficult. It would be a challenge.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to be here for the final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to be another tight game.
It's like, I think it's 45-55 to you. I think Death Guard have a slight advantage here.
Okay, here. Okay.
He says this every time.
Slight advantage.
Slight advantage means that the Custodes 100% win.
No.
On air, he says this number. Off air.
No, I think
by
it's 55,
Saturday
45.
morning, this is...
Yeah, it'll be down to like 0.5%.
Because I have the tools to deal with Death Guard. I didn't think I had the tools to deal with Thousand Suns.
Turns out you had the perfect tools.
Turns
out Plague Burst Crawlers, they're just about perfect.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're real.
Are you excited to get Plague Burst Crawlers against you?
I don't
He's all
mind
-1
a
damage.
whole lot.
The only thing that they're really, really good against is Venatari.
Your favorite?
They're pretty good against Venatari.
No, they're excellent against Venatari.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, let's just say they're excellent.
Yeah.
Because anything that chips that unit is not good news for him.
But I do have the mobility advantage over you. I'm a lot faster everywhere.
You're a little bit faster.
I'm a lot faster everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, guys. It's back.
My chaff moves 7 to your 4.
Sure.
My everything else moves at least 6 to your 5. And then I have my 9 to your 9 with the...
So it sounds like a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's
I stand by my little bit faster.
The chaff
it's not
being
like
faster.
he's saying he has like Eldar jet bikes or something.
I'm Harlequin.
So I have one 12-inch move infantry squad, which matters a lot. The chaff moving 4 is huge.
No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying
4 to 7 is a big chaff difference.
Yeah. No, you're right. So it's a little bit faster. And
buys me a whole turn.
Potentially, yeah. Depends on in advance. But it's sure to be a really, really cool game.
Yeah.
Just before we move on to questions, why don't you tell me what was your MVP so far of the Death Guard?
Plague Skull. Plague Skull comes in clutch every time you need it.
The Plague Skull actually did something in this game. It wasn't, it wasn't transformative, but it was
It let me kill all your characters.
You still could have done it. It would have been a lot harder, though.
That on its own killed 2 characters, because the 2 Blight Haulers killed 2 characters on their own. And I just barely, with everything, killed all your characters.
I'll give you an example. If, let's say you didn't have the Plague Skull, you still could have put the Flamer things and the rocket launchers into the 4 Zangors, and then targeted the 2.
It might have worked. You had a 4-up invuln that turn.
No doubt. The Plague Skull is great.
It was amazing.
So it's a great relic. I think everyone agrees it's a great relic.
It's the MVP of the army, I think.
Yeah.
Like, in general, I think it pulls so much weight in the army.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to say, normally I would say it's the Terminators. But this game, I don't think a Terminator really did anything ever. I had 2 5-man squads that completely died without basically shooting or fighting. And then I had my 8-man squad, which just wasn't targeted for a long time. And then when they had a chance to do something, they failed and died.
Your Terminators killed a lot of Poxwalkers with bolters.
1 unit did. The other one was...
horrendous.
Not really. So I think, this is tough. Everything was kind of bad. So
Everything was kind of not that good, at least.
Yeah.
No one thing was especially average.
Yeah, my damage psyker was probably the best thing. That turn where I jumped around the edge and killed those Terminators with my damage psychic, that, the ability to do
big.
that is really powerful, right? Because those guys are hard to shift.
They are.
And just like making 3 of them go away from
And I had them in like a pretty hard to access place.
You did, yeah.
You can only deal with through the jump.
I actually I got a 6-inch advance with that guy to get him over there, or he would have been closer to the Poxwalkers.
Right.
And he was actually closer to the Poxwalkers, they just weren't visible.
Right.
And the disc was the other reason I was fast enough to get over and kill them. So pretty clutch there. All right, well, why don't we take it over to the questions? Or no, you know what? We have some mail.
Let's do mail, yeah.
Okay. Well, we've got 3 boxes here that came in.
A little bit of Titan Watch stragglers.
I'll grab. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly Titan Watch. I'll give you this box. I don't know what that one is. That one looks like not Titan Watch.
Oh, this is great. Looks like something
Where's this one from? Does it say?
Is it something we ordered?
Oh, no, there's a note.
Because we have been known to open Amazon purchases.
I know we have. That's why I was a little...
You open...
Well, is that a... Okay. I thought you pulled out like a packing slip, and you were like, it has a note.
Well, this stuff is cool.
Yeah.
This is normally... a lot of people don't have this.
He really loves that.
Well, people just don't normally
Okay, well,
have
here's another one for you.
Really?
If you
Zach,
want to
I have
save these...
No.
You want to take them home?
I don't.
I've spent, I want to say, hours of my life cutting those, like, to let the air out and put them in the trash.
Right.
Hours
But
of my life.
do you, as a person, have them? I feel like normally my point
No,
is that...
because I spent those hours...
You going to read this note?
I'm going to read this note.
Because I spent those hours to cut them and let the air out and put them in the trash. I don't have them anymore.
That's true.
This guy looks quite amazing.
Yeah.
Pass
so he's
that
a Primaris Eliminator. Really epic looking. Really nice digital camo on him. We'll put him on the model cam.
Okay. This is the nicest handwriting I've ever seen.
Man of my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, hi Titans.
Hello.
Apologies for not having this type. Was in a bit of a rush and my printer gave out.
Like all printers do.
Before I say any more, I really want to thank someone in Czech on the Discord for sending me a chaplain to paint.
What a great guy.
I really appreciated it. I've really had a blast working on the 2 models I sent into this project and hope they are up to the standard. I've been watching you all since the initial Tau Tactics video.
Oh, nice.
Brian, and it's awesome to see you all grow. He's got a little bit of information here about the...
So we've got 2 models. The other one is a chaplain, and this is the chaplain, really beautiful chaplain on foot from the last starter, not this starter set, but the previous starter set. And he's actually done a really cool freehand. It's got a giant purple cape here. Do you want to put it on the camera over there?
So cool. This is quite good. Both of these are very strong.
Wow. Really, really cool models here. Well done.
Cool. Okay.
Let's take a look.
Here you go, guys. Let's have a look.
Oh, look at those guys.
There we go. The capes are incredible, both of them.
Yeah. The chaplain here has an amazing freehand Titans logo that's like bisected by like the cloak opening. You can see it on the back there.
So cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really well done. Chaplains are just a lot of fun too. And this guy has you can see all the details in the book and everything. He's really
did a really good job.
Really, really well done.
What do you think this user's name is?
That is really compact handwriting.
Bade? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Bade, your handwriting is amazing.
Other than that one B.
Other than you're writing your own name, your handwriting looks like a font, actually.
It's the Bade font. It's Bade font.
Bade font. I want to make this font. This is amazing. And the painting is amazing.
Yeah, you did a great job.
The models look stunning.
The Titan Watch is lucky to have these 2 new recruits. All right, well, I have another Titan Watch. If you want to put this here. Oh, it's a really cool Devastator Marine with like a rocket shooting out. We put that there. It's from Joe here. He says you can read on stream. Hey Titans, I've been in the hobby for about 9 months now, so don't bully my model too hard. I'm not going to bully it. It looks great.
Yeah.
Although a jab or 2 is okay. Okay. No, I don't got one. He's cool. He's rad. I've been watching you guys for longer than I've been playing and painting. And in fact, it was your Blood Angels video that helped me make the choice of what army to use for my Carcharodon base. Very nice. Yeah, Blood Angels are great. I know you guys have tons of models to pick from, but just painting this up for you guys and watching you guys go over everyone's models is plenty. Can't wait to watch the first Titan Watch game. Me too.
Yeah.
And we have a requisition another requisition letter here, which is really cool for this guy. What's his name? Does he have a name there?
Pontus Core.
And what chapter is he from?
Carcharodon.
Oh, he's from the Carcharodons.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense.
I feel like this is a game show. We're
Well,
like,
thank you.
What's your name? What chapter are you from?
Yeah,
We always
you
get-
can see it's like a little requisition letter.
We always get these. And we always like to show, just in case this is your first time.
We're gonna have to like officially file all these requisition letters.
We are.
Otherwise, the administratum's going to be
Yeah.
chewing us out.
Well, this is a great addition. The missile launcher is going to be a lot of fun. You know, we're all very, very excited for the first Titan Watch game. It's not too far off now. Now that we pretty much have almost everything that we think people are sending.
Yeah.
We're gonna kind of finish cataloging it and get ready for a really epic couple games.
These don't always look great with the rocket getting launched out.
But you did a really good job.
Because
here.
it's subtle.
Yeah.
It's like and it's delineated. I can see where the rocket starts. Yeah. I love
This
that.
is a big box of Titan
Yeah,
Watch.
we got a big in here. I think in this large bundle is probably a vehicle of some sort, perhaps a Landular Raider.
Okay.
Did you know? I saw a thing on
Here, you can read. I'll open it up.
I saw a thing on GW's Facebook
Okay.
the other day that said, did you know the land speeder is named after Ark and Land?
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
And so is the
And
Land
then
Raider.
I was like, Land Raider? Like land, not about
not
like
the
land.
land,
not the
but
surface
Ark and
of the
Land.
Earth.
Yeah, Ark and Land.
Yeah.
Because he found the
the STC,
STC. Yeah.
the template.
Cheeky, right?
Wild.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is an incoming transmission from Archmagos Dominus Belisarius. Call directly from Call. I'm honored.
Whoa, it's a custom.
Whoa!
It's a custom build.
And this turret is amazing.
So cool.
The even just the windshield, I can say, is incredible.
Okay,
And
so
because
keep
we
reading,
won't-
keep reading.
So it says,
won't see
Dearest
this.
Watchmasters, after careful consideration, calculation, numeration, and prayers to the Omnissiah, the requisition request by Inquisitor Draxus has been granted to this Watch Fortress founding. The Odysseus pattern Land Raider was the earliest incarnation of Primaris transportation using firstborn technologies. Repulsor platforms were based on this pattern's designs, and as such is suitable for transporting either firstborn or Primaris Space Marines, depending on the harnesses used. It's a Land Raider and a repulsor? Oh, that's so cool. All right. Please note the jets underneath for short bursts over terrain and the heavy reinforced armor plating for increased durability. Multiple weapon systems have been provided for required loadouts, and others can be added for future needs. May the Omnissiah watch over you as you watch over the Imperium.
Well, it's got magnetized gun options. It's a completely custom
That's so
design.
cool. And it's from Better Gaming Every Day. Thank you so much. This is mega dope.
super epic. I'm just finishing putting the doors on.
When we play for the first time, are we going to play it as a Land Raider or a Repulsor?
There's rules to use a custom Land Raider.
So you think Land Raider?
I think we custom Land Raider it.
Well, what he's saying here...
Well, actually, it has the load of a Land Raider here. You can see it's got
Twin assault
the two
cannon.
twin las cannons,
yeah.
and then the assault cannon, and I can switch it for plasmas, or these ones are I don't know these. Oh, these are like little missile launchers. Oh no, these are what's it called? What are those?
Smoke launchers.
No, the upgrade missile launchers, the one shot.
Hunter killer?
Hunter killer.
Hunter killer, yeah.
Yeah, look, completely awesome custom vehicle.
So cool.
It's really badass.
There's a flyer kit I think involved in here, huh?
Yeah.
The
This
that's-
thing.
It's going to be a little big for the glam cam.
Let's see.
Glam it up. we
Yeah,
can see
we're
a
gonna-
fraction
here,
of it.
I'll zoom out for a second. And you can see all the glory on this thing. Amazing, right?
Oh,
Oh my God.
it looks so sci-fi.
It's so epic and so unique and really making a real impression. Amazing work.
And you know what? Super well painted
I'm
too.
in love.
Yeah, everything. And there's extra bits here. I can attach the plasmas to it. Nicely magnetized. Really.
I want to play with this like a toy.
Yeah, I know. It's actually,
Zach's degrading this beautiful model.
well, absolutely brilliant. Fantastic stuff.
The guy who sent, right? Someone in check?
The first one.
Sent the
He sent
the chaplain.
several. He sent many models to many people so that they could participate in Titanathon and
or Titan Watch.
Titan Watch. Sorry, and someone in Czech. I've never spoken to you, but if you're ever in the Bay, we should grab food. Because I want
Amazing.
to thank you for it's so cool
Here,
that he
we'll
helped
put it back on the table here.
helped all these people to participate.
Oh yeah.
Super awesome.
Amazing. So cool.
You guys ready to do some questions?
Ready.
Okay.
This is great.
Thank you, Matthew Nurgle. That good sevens. Thank you, Titans and Titan community.
Yeah, the sevens earned it today.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, good
it's a
sevens.
great message. I cannot really convey the awesome nonsense nature of it. It's just fun.
Yeah, there's such good
There's
sevens
so
in
many
this one.
stuff all over the
A lot of
place.
good sevens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
And thank you, Magnus did nothing wrong. First of all, thanks for the food.
Yeah.
What up, fam? Hoping the thick boys can pull it out, but won't be mad if the dusty sons get there.
Well, the thick boys did pull it out.
Thick boys pulled it
Yeah,
out.
Death Guard versus Thousand Sons. Bridger, how would you change your list to not take the caster? Death Guard don't have a second non-psyker HQ for the battalion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a consideration I hadn't.
I thought they changed it so you. Oh yeah,
No,
no.
it
I
has
was
to
gonna
be
say because you can have a demon prince, but you
Right.
can't.
But a Demon Prince is also a caster.
Yeah.
You have to take a Psyker as Death Guard, which is an affront to the belief systems of the Death Guard. Death Guard hate Psykers.
No.
Why do they have to take a Psyker?
They just hate other psychers.
Is there a limit on the number of...
There is. So you can only
have
have
a-
one lord per detachment.
Yeah.
And so the
And
only
separately-
HQs are lords, demon princes, or psychers. And so if you want to have two characters, one has to be a lord, one has to be a psyker. Two could be two casters. You could have two casters.
Right.
Or you could have a demon prince and a lord, but the demon prince is a caster.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah, you're actually quite restricted.
That would, yeah, I don't think it's.
I feel like they should have let you take like a Lord of Virulence in addition.
And a
or
Lord of
something.
Contagion.
Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you, Roger. That's it. Thanks, Roger.
Thank you so much, Roger.
Super, thank
Glad
you.
you're enjoying it.
Thank you, Thomas. Howdy from the Three Amigos.
What up?
Hey.
That has been quelled worthy foes, but again, 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. With the release of the new DKK and Tau models, Death Corps
of Krieg.
and Tau models, and next likely codexes, what do you look forward to in each faction?
Hold on. What's the new Tau model?
So
Kill Team.
they weren't new models. Even maybe more interesting than that, a sprue was released to update or to like put changes to, I think, either Fire Warriors or Pathfinders.
I thought it was Path.
I think you could use them on either, of course, right?
Right.
But like there's
I missed this. So it's
It's
literally
Kill Team.
it's a new sprue
For Kill Team.
with new sculpts.
For Kill Team.
Yeah, there's like empty Tau heads with like these visor things.
Oh, no way.
There's
It would
different.
be-
There's new guns.
I would say prohibitively expensive to apply to 40K.
But hold on. What is this new gun? It's like a completely new design, or it's like supposed to be a pulse blaster?
I
Plus
don't know.
carbine?
The one I saw, I don't know, was a totally look like new. You want to pull it up?
Yeah, I'll pull this up while we move on. But
Well-
what's the question here? Back to the.
What do you
main
want to see for Death Corps and Tau?
I want to see the entire Death Corps line. I want Death Corps characters. I want plastic Death Riders, obviously. I want plastic engineers, for sure. I want their engineer tank, the one that gets like the cool deep strike pregame move type thing. I want plastic crew for the other tanks.
Artillery, yeah.
The artillery and the tanks. I want plastic heavy weapons teams, which typically go with it. And I would love to see a new unit that isn't just a replica. I think the Guard, I want to see more combat units. I think of like things like Sacrosanct.
Shovel Kriegers.
Yeah, big
Who have like a
shovels,
4-up Feel No Pain.
like a power shovel.
Or like when they die, they get to play their next turn.
When was this revealed?
They
Just
just
now?
keep
Today.
going. Today.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
why I missed it. Okay.
He's played like 4 games of 40K
this was my,
today.
Yeah, I played 4 games of 40K today, so I didn't see
You gotta
this.
chill on the 40K, Brian.
No, never.
So you can catch up on the 40K.
Whoa, these are rad.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think I'm just like compelled by
When
the
did they-
idea that they released a sprue of like a way to kind of customize. I know
Wow.
that's what
They look so
Kill Team is
cool.
supposed to be, but this is big implications for other armies and 40K in general. Like I think people are going to be excited about that.
These are great.
Yeah.
Wow,
I don't
love
know.
them.
Have they ever released a new thing in Kill Team that then...
Never.
I guess they made like Gallerpox, which were technically
Was that Kill
in
Team?
40K? Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, those went into Kill Team.
Yeah,
Those
you
went
can
into-
use them in 40K. What's your concern that you won't be able to use this stuff in 40K?
I don't know. It's new territory. They've never done
Oh,
this.
this is entirely new.
That's new. At the very least, Bridger, this sprue will let you.
I broke it.
At the very least, the sprue will let you customize models, so hobbyists will be able to like add some more.
For sure. I think I would want to see a price tag on this upgrade sprue.
Well, and they're almost certainly going to have a Tau box on its own. I'm not just going to put it here for the first time.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Pretty
neat.
cool, right?
Neat. So yeah, for the Kriegers, I want to see them do a whole army. The Kriegers are a great army, tons of love. I love, we'd all love to see them do all the old, we've seen the new Catachin characters. Give me a new Catachin kit with that quality of model. Everyone wants to see Mordians and Vestroians and all those in plastic.
Bring them back.
Yeah, that'd be great. As for the Tau,
Ratlings, new Ratling model.
I've talked about this before. My dream would be combat suits.
No.
My dream would be combat suits. I think making
We have combat suits, Brian.
Tau combat suits?
They're called combat suits, aren't they?
What are you talking about?
Battle suits, not combat suits. You know what? Keep going.
Please.
So he's trying to make a bad joke, and he was just
It
totally
was
wrong.
a bad joke.
Yeah, no, but I want to see combat suits. I want to see suits that have maybe minor guns and then 2 close combat weapons.
Yeah, but something cool, not a sword. I want to see it's just a thing that shoots out a pulse of energy that
Sure.
its
Or,
rules are.
Zach, how do you model that?
A bunch of Onager gauntlet. The Onager gauntlet was a
Nothing is
relic.
possible.
The Onager gauntlet was
Right,
a signature system. It's now it's past testing and everyone can have it or
Right.
something.
Oh, we can't be advancing the timeline of 40K.
Well, that's what's cool about Tau. They
not
always
allowed.
advance.
They always advance, yeah. And
That's
so
against the rules.
I think something like that would be cool. And what you're saying, as far as the pulse, right? Some of the Forge World, they have the flechette blasters.
Yeah, things like that.
When they're close up and they just kind of pulse out.
Yeah.
But those
the
are
Arvarna
garbage.
does that
Please
too. He
don't.
kind of just the Arvarna pulses out.
I don't want them to train in close combat. I want them to they get attacked and inside their suit they're okay, pressing buttons.
Yeah.
That hurt things nearby.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's what they do. Right. They wouldn't let's get good at swords.
No, I want to see.
No, they would think they're good at swords, but then they're really just babies at it.
I want to see Evangelion Evas where they have the phase
The energy
knife
swords?
and the knife
I
just
do not.
chops through anything. You don't get in
I'm
bones.
sorry, I'm with him now.
No, but
so cool.
because it's so
Have you seen
obvious. It's
Evangelion?
so obvious that's why I don't want to see.
No, Zach. But they
But-
have a tube that comes out of their back. They can only move a certain distance from a place in your deployment zone. You put down a
Wait,
little.
no, that's dumb. I don't want that. Now
That's
now
how
with it. Now
Evas
I'm back
work,
with you.
Brian.
You want
I'm back
a,
with
you
you.
want a
Evas
dog on a
work.
leash kind of a thing.
That's how Evas work.
Yeah, but these are battle
Except
suits.
that one time and that other time and that other
Yeah.
time.
All right.
There'll be a character
But
that's
listen,
allowed
that's what
to
I
go.
want. That's what I want.
Listen, also, Thomas, the people in this room could talk about this for an hour and a half. Heads up.
The town need combat though. The idea that this faction is it's cool that a faction is it's good at shooting, but not it can only do shooting. That's not smart.
Yeah. Thank you, Xenodrag, for Prospero.
Well,
Sorry.
this went about as well as Prospero.
As someone with multiple armies, when you are preparing for a large RTT, should you take the most competitive army, even if the models you need are not available, or the less competitive army that you have everything for?
That's a personal choice, my dude.
Yeah.
It's what do you want
We've
to play?
we've certainly had this, but yeah. Okay. So
What would you two do?
I'll tell you what RTTs for me are practice for GTs. And so I'm taking to the RTT what I want to take to the GT or the list I'm working on. If I'm going to a GT, I'm going to at least most of the time, almost every time, I'm going to try and win. I'm going to try and place the best I can. And so I'm taking the best army I can. So thus the army I'm taking to the RTT should be the army that I'm going to take to the GT. So the exception though is the RTT is also a place just to go and have silly fun games and try or whatever. So it depends on your end goal. If your goal is I'm going to practice, I'm going to get good at this, and then I'll take this army, then yeah, try to paint up and finish your serious competitive army. If, every RTT, it sounds fun to you to just roll up with a different faction, then just do that. Just take what you have, whatever you have, don't stress. And how many times have we, there's an RTT in 2 days and you have this painting deadline and it's so stressful. It takes the fun out of hobbying when you have to hobby under extreme deadlines. So try not to do that too often if you don't have to.
Thank you, Matthew Nurgle. Again, tight ends, I tried to give
Seven.
but Google said, nah, bro, that's too much. In short, I know the answer to your Death Guard questions. Thank you, and you're welcome. Titans and Nurgle Matthew. See you, Titans on the island.
Thank you so much, Uncle
Thanks,
Matthew.
Matthew.
Google will cut you off, and also they'll cut you off in a way that notifies your bank. So be careful with that one. We've had that happen to somebody where they were like, yeah, I'm not allowed to super chat anymore because my bank cut me off.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Been playing a Crusade army at my local game store,
Nice.
and with Death Guard, starting at 25 power level, Combat Patrol. I'm running a Plague Caster's HQ, a squad of Plague Marines, and 2 Fetid Blight drones with this weapon, which is HBL. What is that?
A heavy blight launcher.
Heavy Blight Launcher. What do you think?
Is that a Plague Caster as HQ? It's PG?
It says PG.
What is that?
Plague.
Surgeon is S. I don't think it's Plague. It's...
Well, we want to know.
What are all the...
What are all the HQs? You guys know them. Let's go through them.
Well, there's Lord of Contagion, Demon Prince. There's a Plague Caster, as you said. There's Lord of Virulence.
Yeah.
And there is, you can have just a Chaos Lord, I think. And I think you could have a Chaos Sorcerer.
So it's probably Plague Caster.
Okay.
Wait, a Chaos Lord's not a Psyker, is it? Is a Chaos
No.
Lord a Psyker?
But he's a Lord.
But he's a Lord,
Oh,
so you can only
that's
take
the
one.
Lord,
So you can only have one. Yeah.
Well-
no, it's cool. Death Guard is actually a really fun army to run. That's actually what Adrian ran in his first Crusade, was his Death Guard, because there's lots of little upgrades in the squads that you can have, and each model can have a ton of personality.
And the blood drones are fun, and they're like goofy. They're gonna like bring one with like a flesh mower maybe,
The Flesh Mower is lots of fun.
and you like charge him up, and he'll just mow through his squad, and then he'll die. And
They're
like,
actually really good at small
the
game
other one will
sizes.
come out, and he'll like flame
And
some
they can
people.
heroically intervene too, which is really strong.
Yeah.
And they're fun. And yeah, the Plague Marine squad is great because, as I said, you can really like add a giant Plague Cleaver or something with a lot of personality, and really have like big memories of like this guy just keeps cleaving everybody. So it's great. Great army.
These types of
Candyland?
armies that are like a little bit good at every stage of the game and also durable, but not necessarily super fast, are like perfect for small games.
Yeah.
Because if you trade the durability for fastness, like in an Eldar army, things just disappear.
Yeah.
You
It's just
lose it.
fast and then it
It's
crumbles.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are like they use the Necrons, like perfect armies for small games. Thank you, Prince of Humbugs. In case it hasn't been mentioned, Disgusting Force is the
Yes.
Plague Burst Crawler strat. Blight is an orbital.
Yep. Grenade is blightning.
Grenade might be the Blightning. Turns made into Pistol
Yeah,
6.
turns the grenades into Pistol 6. Yeah, we thanks for the heads up. But yeah, the names, they all sound like they could be one another. You know what I mean?
Yes, for
like
sure.
all of those names sound like they could be for any of those strats.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Because they're all just like gross boom boom.
Yeah.
They should just have a strat called gross boom boom, and that's the exploded character one.
No one's ever used that one.
Really?
It's really hard to use.
It's pretty hard to use. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hazard Brewing. This T-Sun's army is very interesting, but I don't know if I can play a Thousand Suns army without Magnus or Ahriman.
I get that.
Any thoughts giving to subbing Ahriman for one of the Exalted Sorcerers?
I think that sounds great. Totally good. And something you can and should do. I think that Ahriman is fantastic in the army. And I think it's a viable option. I don't think it makes our army much worse, or I don't think necessarily it overly makes your army that much better. And if you like him, then
What does Armand get that's like special to him as a name character?
Yeah, he has the plus to cast, I believe.
That's it.
Additional plus, and
Plus
he's
the
a little
cast.
tougher and fights a little better.
So he's plus
more
2 to cast.
wounds, like one
Yeah.
more wound. But he's still the same output otherwise as an Exalted Sorcerer.
Yeah, and keep in mind, you can't have relics or warlord traits.
Right.
So.
And his Warlord trait is
But
not
for
good.
what it's worth, most of the warlord traits and relics in the book are on the okay.
But the character
So-
upgrades are good. The
Yeah.
other upgrades.
Yeah, but you still have that on one other character. So I think you're fine. I think go for it. Magnus is harder to fit in.
His weapon is better.
Yeah, his weapon's better for sure. The Magnus is great. It's a very different army once you put Magnus in, right? Because like a lot becomes about Magnus. He kills a bunch of your units, and instead he goes in, and now you've got to play this game around how do I get my value out of Magnus,
Right.
which is cool and fun, and I would love to be playing Magnus, but it's not something I want to do in every game because the whole game becomes about him.
Magnus, yeah.
You
Right.
know?
You would want to do it in like a I'll bring my big done thing, you bring your big done thing game, and then you just both battle with your big done things. Like Mortarian Magnus or Magnus against like a knight, maybe it's AdMag plus a knight or something. Like
Yeah.
you don't want it to be they have a normal army and you have Magnus, because now it's asymmetric to the extremes, and it's asymmetric to the extremes where like neither of you is probably really gonna have that much fun.
Yeah.
I don't even have any midterm plans to paint him for my army.
I love Magnus. We have a beautiful Magnus in the studio too. So I love Magnus.
Thank you, Matthew Nurgle again. Ariatha, he's got it screamed out here like a lunatic, which we love.
You
have to do it.
Shout out, so cool, limericks. These messages are insane, Matthew. I love it. Tabletop Titans Kickstarter for Ariathra hardcover book. Now, Matthew, the limerick we had today was amazing. It actually wasn't Ariathra though; it was a newcomer.
But we at the time made a shout out to Ariathra.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Ariathra's dope.
Yeah, they are.
We eventually one day we could do the Titans limerick book hardcover.
Somebody's gonna have to watch way too much of our content to find.
It's happened before.
Yeah. Thank you again, Matthew Nurgle.
Going wild.
Tabletop Titans Brett magnetizing service for all.
Oh yeah,
our minis.
We should do it.
Please.
Although we have him locked up magnetizing all our stuff.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Please and thank you in advance. Cheers, Titans. Thank you for all the 7s, previous and to come. See you at the island spot, Titans. What is the island spot? Do we know what?
I do live.
I don't know what that
island.
means. Like, does that mean he's gonna meet us in Gibraltar or something?
Oh,
Which
that'd
is
be
not
awesome.
an island. It's a peninsula. What does this mean?
I don't know. I like it.
Are we going to an island? Is there
listen, I'm down.
Island of Doom where like 40K
Are we going to be kidnapped and put on this island?
content creators like go to
Maybe he's
become
going to meet me on the
supervillains?
island I live on.
That maybe is.
That'd be cool.
All right.
That's like Occam's razor here.
Do I get to be there?
Yeah. Everyone could come. Let's
wanna
come play
go.
on the island. Thanks, Matthew Nurgle.
Thank you, USMC Benet. This could be anyway. WOG Titans. Sad to see my greenskins in the Tabletop Titans.
Tournament.
To not see them in it anymore. But want to ask if you all think the Stampa is now viable to run in a Goth list. Also, will we see one on the channel soon? Go greenskins.
We've got to play it on the channel because we keep getting asked to play it.
We will. We have a plan to play it.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
I dropped my water in like a very inaccessible place.
You're never going to get that water. That's gone forever.
I got it.
No, we do have a plan to play the Stampa. We have a very special game that the Stampa will be in. But it's not for several weeks.
Okay. I'm excited.
But it's going to be really great.
It's news to me.
Yeah, we'll announce it later. But
will.
it's going to be a special event game, something we do every year. So definitely something to wait for.
The annual Stompa off.
It should become a new thing. We did play the Stampa last year, actually.
In APOC.
In Apocalypse, yeah. That's not what I'm talking about. But we'll play it in another great game.
Thanks again, Matthew. My Titans and family community. How we living? Sevens in chat, anyone? Titans. Thanks for putting in the competitive moments while always being super chill and fun. Stay well, all. Happy WOG gaming.
Oh, thanks, Matthew.
Wow.
I think
Geez, silent.
I lost my chill by just being too stressed.
Yeah.
I got real stressed, and then I wasn't as chill as I should be.
No,
you're fine.
everyone is. It's fine. Like you're focused, and you want to put on a good show for everyone at
stressed.
home. You know, people love your whatever faction we're playing, and you want to feel like you're doing right by them.
Yeah.
You got to play the game right. You got to focus. Don't make silly mistakes and throw the game. So it's not about being not chill. Like we don't care. Like it's not like we're like, oh, we want to win or whatever.
Yeah.
You were chill on stream. The minutes leading up.
Yeah, he's not chill off stream.
Yeah.
As soon as the cameras go off, I just start yelling at people.
Yeah.
Just tear into them.
I just remember the last question also asked, like, is the Stampa playable?
Yeah.
And I was trying to convince Adrian that I actually think it's really scary. And I think the current meta right now, a lot of people don't have the tank killing.
Because it's T8.
To
it
bust
has like
it.
40-something wings.
Yeah. I actually think, no joke, legit, if you brought it, like if you were going to like a tournament or something like that and you brought the Stampa, I bet you do real work with it, for sure. I think he's really
It'd
tough.
be surprising, right?
Yeah.
Matthew Nurgle's in chat. Did he answer the what is the island thing?
Yeah, Matthew Nurgle. What island? Maybe he's intentionally trying to trick us, and we don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's so far away.
Well, moving on. Thank you, Jack Sunders. Excuse me, guys. This is the matchup I was most excited about.
Nice.
If World Eaters got a book like Thousand Suns or Death Guard, what sub-faction mechanics would you like to see?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, they
so
better
hard to
do
write.
this.
At some point.
They have to do this.
Right?
Okay, let's each come up with a sub-faction ability for the World Eaters.
So hard to do, man. Can we talk about the design limitations on World Eaters?
That it's supposed to be a combat mostly faction?
Aren't allowed to have psychic at all.
Okay.
And they're
lots of armies don't have psychic.
really not supposed to have much shooting either. They have some shooting.
I don't know that that's entirely true. They're supposed to be best at combat.
They're right. They're very heavily focused on combat. Our island. We have an island? Brian's island. I think this is Brian's island.
Yeah, my island.
We're going to see you on your island.
Okay, so sub-faction ability. If the army's all about combat.
Yeah.
They're not about combat. You guys are getting it wrong. They're about charging. They're about brutal, like just smashing things.
Yeah.
So fight in the charge phase.
But they get fight in the no.
Now I want to see like
too strong.
Beast Claw Raiders, mortal wounds on the charge.
So you want mortal wounds on the charge.
I want mortal wounds on the charge.
Fight on the charge.
I want an ability that if they wipe an entire squad, they
get to charge again.
They basically get to charge again. Like
and fight again
cool too.
immediately.
Yeah, I want like they can move 3 inches.
No, they have to wipe the squad in a round that they also charged.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then they charge again.
They used to do this. They used
again.
to
But can't do it more than once.
They fight twice currently.
Every time.
No, they fight twice currently, but they can't fight the next unit.
Right.
Yeah.
So I want them to be able to fight units that they didn't charge.
And I want it to be an endless domino effect where one
It never
squad
ends.
kills an entire army, 1 unit at a time.
Well, that used to exist
used to
a
kind of be
little
able to do
bit in
this.
like
Yeah.
3rd, 4th edition, and people hated it.
8th edition. You would fight, kill a thing, pile in, fight, kill the thing, because you'd fight twice. Then you'd use your fight twice strat.
Right.
Fight again, kill a thing, pile in, fight again, kill another thing.
Yeah.
So in 8th edition, you could do that 4
I want it back.
times.
Bring it back.
Okay. So yours is as long as you're killing things, you keep endlessly getting
Here's
to fight.
how I would have it. When you charge, let's say on what's the number for corn? 8?
No, it's low.
6?
6.
Oh, that's too low though.
No, it's not 6.
You want it
6
on a
is
6
Slanesh.
plus of,
If you 6
it
is
is 8.
Slanesh, so it has to be 8.
Yeah, it's 8.
If you roll an 8 or higher on your charge,
Okay.
you fight immediately.
okay.
If you kill the
Kinda
unit,
into that. I'm into that.
you charge again.
You know
Period.
they actually
You
have
just keep doing it.
Blood Crushers
No.
kind of have a strat for this. You know, where it's like they kill a thing, they get
Yeah.
to charge again, and they do mortal wounds. It's
But
kind of cool.
you're not going to keep rolling 8s on the charge, and you also won't always kill the thing you charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's both.
Okay. So that's yours. That's good. I dig that.
cool.
I like that.
That's a cool rule.
Okay.
Mine is just like Beast Claw Raiders. Just like
You just want mortal wounds on the.
I want
the charge.
like Marine
persistent mortal wounds.
Everyone
on the
does 6. Berserkers do 5 and 6s.
charge. Okay.
Terminators maybe 5 and 6s. Yeah.
That's a lot of mortal wounds, my dude.
Yeah.
If
that's
we're
what he
doing it
wants.
the Beast Claw Raider way, where it's the result of your charge is how many dice you roll.
Yeah.
That's not that bad. Or you could do the number of
That's-
models in.
But listen,
you could also do the number of
ridiculous.
models.
They don't
in
get a
your
psychic
unit.
phase.
They don't get a
that's
psychic phase.
so many mortal wounds.
But it still probably wouldn't be good enough to beat the armies in the current meta.
Probably not.
So
That's a lot of mortal
you
wounds.
still have to make charges, you know?
Yeah.
I would like to see some kind of what's gonna. Here's the real question I have for you guys, world eaters.
Yeah.
What is their chaff? Right. That's not cultists because
Cultists.
Death Guard have poxwalkers.
Yeah, okay.
Thousand Sons of
I want
Zangor.
to see like blood elementals. Like it's not a thing in 40K,
Something interesting.
but
right?
there should be. Flesh hounds is their thing.
No,
right?
no. Flesh hounds are like their fast attack. We want like their main things.
Blood elementals.
No, it's skulls.
It's just skulls.
skulls.
It's just-
like skull swarms.
So skull elemental is what
No,
you're describing.
Skull swarm.
I'm like blood elemental, and you're saying no, skull elemental.
Skull swarm. It's a base of skulls, and it kind of like undulates, and they.
So it's a skull elemental.
Yeah, okay, yeah, kind of.
We're not
Or-
prepared to go this deep into this conversation.
Zach's like, can you guys just shut up?
No, but
No,
hold
I
on,
asked
hold on,
the
hold on,
question.
hold on.
I asked
You
the
know,
question.
in Age of Sigmar, they have like the really muscly cultist type dudes.
Yeah.
No,
mortals.
that's what I want to see. Like some kind of like.
They have the mortals. Yeah.
Yeah, what I want, yeah, they have like the mortals, and they're still like really corned out. So that's what I'd want. I'd want like special cultist kind of berserkers, cultist berserkers.
Very fantasy thing though. They've never acknowledged that mortals in 40K are like that.
No, I just want cultist berserkers. That's what I want. They're cultists, but they're like not just normal chaos, not just like combat cultists. They're like berserkered out.
Right.
Yeah.
More
So,
that
like
catechin-
Repentia. You want
more
Repentia.
That, more that catechin muscle, you know?
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
just be Repentia.
No. They don't have amazing weapons.
I kind of imagine them like Repentia, a little bit thematically and like in the
Brian,
design.
Repentia just have a chainsword on a stick. That's
but
their
somehow
weapon.
it's strength 7, re-rolling everything.
It's dumb.
Yeah, that's not what I want. I don't want them to be dumb.
No, I don't want it to be dumb, but the look of that kind of look of like just a muscular dude. Like,
A mostly naked, muscular
mostly
dude.
naked, muscular
With
dude.
he's just holding something. That he's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
beat
the
you
look
with.
Bridger and I want.
You know what? I take it back. I just want the skull swarms.
Okay, bro.
Just the skull swarms.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Prince of Humbugs. I played a game with Death Guard last weekend.
Nice.
Scored very well on secondaries, but lost on primary. Any advice for capturing and holding points?
There's a great trick here. What's the best trick this army's got?
Well, this was with Death Guard. With, not against. Okay.
How do you do the primary with Death Guard?
So, Poxwalkers
There you go.
are like Necrons. If they don't kill them to the man, they reanimate in your command phase and steal the objective. So.
And explain the interaction, like the command phase when you score.
Yeah, so start of your command phase, you use this 1 CP strat. You can only use it once per squad of Poxwalkers.
Per game.
Per game. But
Yeah.
you can use it on like each squad, you can use it once per game.
Yeah.
And at the start of your command phase, you roll 7 dice. Every 3 up brings a Poxwalker back. And you can reanimate them in a line, a conga line, onto an objective.
Towards the objective.
They are OBSEC. Then at the end of your command phase, you score primary.
Yes.
So you just like steal objectives by rezzing.
And the way you do this is if there's, let's say, line of sight blocking terrain, you put half the unit out and half the unit behind the line of sight blocking. Somebody shoots you, kills some Poxwalkers, you pull all the guys that are out front, hide behind the line of sight blocking. Now all of a sudden, they've killed this cache of models for you, which is what you need. You're hidden, so they can't kill the whole squad. And now at the start of your turn, you have exactly what you need. Models right in spot, and then a set of dead models that you need to reanimate or right back onto the point. And that is one of the most powerful tricks the Death Guard have, period. And it's gonna get people
so good.
It's gonna get people every time. Even pro players find it really hard to play around that potential. And it's so reliable.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, and it's so reliable.
Yeah.
And they don't fail morale or anything, so...
A 20-man, it takes so much to kill a 20-man, and if you have 5 behind a wall, they're not going to... It's rare.
Yeah.
I mean, you did it with massed Stormbolters, which is the perfect weapon, but most armies can't kill 20 Poxwalkers in one go.
It's not easy, yeah.
Thank you, Ty. What do you guys think of the previewed kill team box? If you could design your own kill team, what would it be? Tau Codex early 2022?
I hope it comes soon. It's kind of an army that needs a lot of love.
It does.
Even its 8th edition Codex was kind of like, it instantly needed a do-over. It was like never...
It felt like really nice for like a little bit. It was kind of right in there.
It felt nice for like a week because we went from not having stratagems and relics and warlord traits to having that. And then we read all the data sheets and we were like, oh, I guess we're playing shield drones and riptides.
Yep.
So that was okay for a few days, I guess. And really excited. I don't know when it comes out, but I hope it does. Okay, what would be your kill team? Everyone give a kill team. What's your kill team?
Custodes? What?
You're going to do a Custodes kill team? That's what, like 2 models?
No, because you get sisters as well. You get 2 Custodes and 5 sisters.
No, he's asking design your own kill team kit. Custodes is a kit already.
Ooh,
something
Custodes
like
kill team kit. Now that'd be cool.
something like
Yes, 2 Custodes and 5 sisters.
That's not a kit. He means like
No, but he
It
wants
isn't a kit, and
unique-
now it will be
He wants like
when I
unique,
make
cool ones that have new cool
Okay.
poses.
Like
I'm gonna go a different way. But that's a
oiled
yeah, yeah.
up, unarmored Custodes. Like they're just rippled muscle. The thing we were talking about earlier, right? But
we were
bigger.
talking about this earlier?
Yes,
glad
you and
I
I.
missed it.
When we were talking
Yeah,
about
We were
Oh, okay.
about like
Corn?
ripped dudes.
Yeah.
Just like,
So it's that,
just like
but,
being
like,
into ripped dudes.
really big, and they have like a sword and a shield or a spear, depending on your choice. And then the 5 sisters, you can do so many cool things with sisters.
Yeah, Sisters of Silence could be more cool. All right, well, what's your kill
Okay,
team?
I'm going more of like an avenue of like a kit. I'm thinking like the Gellerpox infected or like the
Make up a new faction.
Yeah, look at this guy over here.
And I want to see,
Fancy.
yeah, and
Wow,
I think
Zach.
the thing we've all want to see just a little bit of is Eldar Exodite.
Zotes. We want to see Zotes. I agree.
Ooh,
I want to
Exodite.
see like these Exodites who are paired with Rangers,
That'd be cool.
and the
This one's
Rangers are
actually
like
kinda
taking
good.
them places.
No,
They
that'd
have
be
like
cool.
little beasts with them or
All
something?
right.
Yeah, 'cause
I changed
Ranger-
my answer. That's cool.
No, he's right.
They've got beasts.
That's cool.
They've
He's
got,
kinda
they've
nailed
got
it.
little like dragon cat things.
No, you're right.
It's like, here's this ranger, and the ranger's like, hey, we need to go here and do this. We need to first go to this maiden world, get these Exodites, because
Yeah.
they're the ones who know how to deal with this. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the background.
No, I'm sorry. I was
You get
wrong.
like
You're
all
right.
kinds of different Exodites.
This is way better.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what I want. Crude kill team.
Of course, that
completely.
Isn't that already a...
No,
well,
completely.
they have rules, but
new
not us.
Groot, whole new Groot models like Grek type.
Good luck with that,
amazing and upgraded weapons, cool stat lines. All
we'll see that
because Kill Team plus Groot goes together so well.
2030, that's my prediction. We'll see that in
But listen,
2030.
both of our ideas
still be alive.
are things that people go nuts for.
And both of them, probably not before 2030.
They're releasing an Exodite cartoon. Maybe they'll eventually start supporting the Exodites more in
I
model
don't
lines.
see the connection there.
No, what I'm trying to say is that they're writing lore for them. Like maybe it's a good time to start revisiting.
One more idea, real quick. You
Okay.
guys are gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Okay. Agents of the Cabal, which is like this alien think tank that works with Alpha Legion. I want to see like who they hire to go do.
Well, it's
stuff.
everybody.
There's like an Alpha Legion guy. There's like these aliens.
Lots
that
of
we haven't
Eldar in
seen.
there,
really,
Eldar. How cool would that be?
Gene
like,
Stealer call.
I got an
Wasn't there
Alpha
like the
Legion guy
squid
and an Eldar
people or
guy.
something?
Yeah,
There's a lot of...
that'd be so dope. Like all together in a kill team.
All right, new answer. Now you want to move on, Zach. No.
No. Now I want to hear.
So
what you
you're
got.
not going to go with your oily,
He's like, now
oiled
he's like,
up custodians anymore.
No.
But more custodians.
Yeah.
Well, Zotes is a good answer, but along the line of Zotes, Seraphon, which do exist in 40K, but they never talk about it.
They don't exist in
But
40K.
they do exist in 40K.
They just don't.
They just don't talk about it.
No, they don't.
Okay, well, let's say this. Get
Seraphon
as close as the lore will take you.
Are lizards
Yeah.
in spaceships, Brian?
Yeah. In a completely different universe.
No, in the same universe a long
No,
time
in
ago.
a universe.
A long time
In
ago.
a universe. No, they've never officially
in the same
connected them.
galaxy.
In a universe that has shared fiction.
Yeah, well, I want to see it. Let's get Seraphon in their spaceships in 40K.
A little skink priest popping up.
But they don't
Tell
have
me that
any
wouldn't
technology.
be cool. No, they have
They're just
spaceships.
like
They have technology.
Yeah, but the actual lizards don't know how to use
They
it.
just
It's only the
adapted-
Slan that know how to use it.
They just
The
adapted
lizards
to
are
their
just lizards.
surroundings.
The lizards
If
are
the
just
Slan
like...
gave them taser goads, they would use taser goads.
Okay. No, that's true, they would. But the Slan, for some reason, only gives them spears.
Because
The Slan's like, we
they
have
want a fair
spaceships,
fight.
but like, I guess spears and blowpipes.
They just want a fair fight, Brian. That's
I
why.
honestly think, wouldn't it be awesome if the Slan just gave skinks like huge
Bolters?
pulse, yeah, just like huge pulse cannons or something, and it's just like, you're in Age of Sigmar, and it's like, there's
Your
just like,
marauders are charging.
yeah, there's
in,
some chaos
and get mowed
cultists,
down.
and then there's just skinks with like giant guns, and it's like,
Laser
geez,
guns.
chill out, skinks. That would be badass. They should do that.
good.
Dinosaurs with huge guns, like obviously.
Get right, Seraphon. Get
Yeah.
on it, GW.
All right, you're right.
Thank you, Joseph. Plague Sons falter not. Be defiant. Take Brian's victory and deny it. You
got it.
The brackets are broken. The people have spoken. Death Guard versus Custodes or Riot.
Woo!
Yeah.
And there is one bracket left, apparently.
There's
Is
one.
there still?
And it has
who did-
Custodes, to
Custodians
win.
is the winner.
All right.
So we do have a Bridger
I'll
fan
do it.
out there.
I'll
we
do
have
it.
a serious Bridger fan out there.
We
do
got to
it.
find out who this is.
Who this Bridger fan is. Super
Somebody,
fan.
listen, if there's only one person who gets this bracket right, I think we got to find this person and send them some kind of prize.
We got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have him on the show or something.
Whatever prize we send, Bridger walks in the studio like with that prize. It
Yeah.
was me.
It was me all along.
Thank you,
He
Nutmeg.
just doesn't say anything about it, but he's just like wearing the shirt that we sent out.
You skipped one, Zach.
Oh, let's see. Yep, you're right. And by the way, thank you, Joseph. Hey, Titans, have a great game, but I'm a bit torn. I want
This is from the Ultimate Lifeform.
I want the Death Guard to win for the meme. But Thousand Suns is by far my favorite Traitor Legion. So good luck to both, and thank you again, Ultimate Lifeform.
I think Thousand Suns is my favorite Traitor Legion as well, but I'm close second is the Death Guard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nutmeg. Hello again. GT 2021, page 89. Units removed from the table and repositioned count as reinforcements. Page 6, reinforcements can never arrive first round. Does this mean in match play, no repositioning first turn? If so, where in the rules? Debate going on.
No. So I can't comment on the specific lines that you're quoting because there might be more supporting context or details. But I can definitively tell you, very, very, very definitively, tell you that models that start on the board can use abilities to redeploy turn one, like the Umbralific Crystal or the Cult of Duplicity redeploy or the Orc to jump type things and
Necron.
Veil of
Dark
Darkness.
Time.
Or
Darkness.
Veil of Time,
No, you were right. It's darkness.
Yeah, Veil of Darkness. All of these things can be used turn one if you start on the board. If you are put into reserve, then you cannot. Now, as far as counting as reinforcements, that word might be used out of context, or it might be used in a, that they come in like reinforcements. But there are, for instance, abilities like Auspex Scan would do work on units that are redeployed in this manner. So in that capacity, they are kind of reinforcements. But no, I can very definitively say that in this case, those abilities do work turn 1.
Yep.
Thanks, Magnus did nothing wrong. Zach, check your DMs. Food order is in.
Oh,
Magnus,
well, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for the food.
Zach, did you check your DMs?
I did. That's how.
I can see that he DM'd me too.
I did. I ate it so fast. I was very hungry.
Yeah. We ate it in between shows. Thank you so much. And thanks again, Magnus. Bridger, do you think using 3CP Blight Bombardment Strat would have been more beneficial here against an elite army that is majority infantry, guaranteed mortals if the units can't get out of the way?
Thousand Sons have double move and a jump, both in Psychic Phase. So the 2 Terminator squads that I target would just not be there anymore. And I would hit like stuff I don't really care about enough for 3CP. There are, like the reverse, if you use it against me, that would hurt me a lot because my movements are very predictable. And you could say like, okay, well you have to walk onto this point and you can only walk so fast. I pick this point, you're going to take mortals to go there. Is it worth 3CP? I don't know. But against Death Guard, I think it's a lot stronger than against a fast faction like Thousand Sons.
Never in 9th edition history have we used any of these stratagems.
We used it once at the release of 9th.
Did we actually?
Because we didn't know how it worked. And then we had to learn how it worked, and then we never used it again.
Right.
We thought it was immediate, and we thought it was broken. We were like, you can't just pick a point and deal all these mortals.
And then
That's
I think
not
we
fair.
undid it.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. So these strats are not good.
All of these are like, these have been around for a while, right? And they've always been really expensive and not that.
I've used the Tau version to great effect numerous times.
Yeah.
Because the Tau version is written...
the line,
Yeah, the Tau version is written very differently. All these others are a point. You pick a point, and then it comes out. The Tau is actually a line, so it hits everything in a 3-dimensional space. So what used to be common is people stacking buildings filled with models. Yeah. So there was this like 4-story building, and every floor was stacked with units upon units upon units. It was like a Dark Angels army I was fighting against. And it was like 95% of their army in this one building. So I could just put this line that had infinite depth, and it literally hit every single unit in his whole army. And now I'm getting good value out of it.
Yeah.
It still barely killed anything, and it literally hit every unit in his army.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you, Liren. Brian, what do you think about spells like Perplex? What is your take on the spells for Thousand Sons and their uses?
Unfortunately, Perplex, I might be forgetting, is that the one where it reduces the range?
Let's look it up.
I think Perplex might be one of the one where it reduces the range.
If it's an 18-inch spell that reduces range by 6?
It maxes their range to 24, that they can't hit anything outside of 24.
That's even weirder.
Anyways, we'll find out which one is Perplex. But as far as the spells go, none of them are super duper standouts, right? Like you think of Grey Knights, and you've got is it Gate?
Gate of Infinity.
No, that's the teleported one. I'm thinking about the one where you hit a unit and then explodes out.
Infernal Gateway is the Thousand Sons one.
No, they got rid of that. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about.
Can only shoot something 24 inches
Yeah,
away.
that's the one it is. So I guessed right. Okay. But anyways, there's no one spell that's like, this is the one spell you've got to do every time. But the spells as a whole are really quite good, right? When you have that many casts, and I'm pretty much getting 90% of both disciplines on the board, it's a real level up for the army. So I think they're cool. I think a few of them, like Perplex, could be a teeny bit stronger. Perplex, basically you pick a unit, it doesn't have to have line of sight, I think. You pick the unit, and then they can't target anyone outside of 24. And that's like...
You should be within 18 of them.
You have to be within 24 of them.
It's 24, it's a 24-inch spell, and you can increase the range by 6. So the problem is, this is the problem. I was going to use this in my game against orcs, because they had so much indirect shooting. And I take a big unit of buggies, and I reduce their effective range, and actually now they have limited targets. But 24 happens to be plenty enough to go from your deployment zone to my deployment zone.
Right.
Which means you're hitting everything, always. So I think that spell, for instance, needs to be 18. Like, can't target something outside of 18.
Right.
Now we're kind of talking, and it wouldn't even be too powerful. It would just be like cool utility.
Well, another issue with this spell is that the units that it impacts the most are the longest range units, which are the units that are the most far away from you and you're least likely to be able to cast on.
It's also a shocking warp charge 7.
Well, it's too powerful.
Doombolt is like 5. Doombolt is...
Well, and a warp charge 7 is really more like warp charge 6.
6.
Because
But Doombolt is 6.
Yeah. No, and Doombolt's excellent.
Doombolt's a better spell than most spells in the game.
There's a couple weird ones. There's the one that gives like plus to War Flamers, and not a lot of people are going to take War Flamers.
Vortex of Doom, that's the thousand.
Yeah, Vortex. Like Vortex, if Thousand Suns had a spell like Vortex, that alone
It'd be lights out.
would be crazy.
They would have so many mortal wounds.
I know.
Thank you, Adam. Loving this TTTTT. How flavorful are new codexes? Excited for my Chaos Space Marine Iron Warriors to get 2 wounds.
Yeah,
But
me too.
worried Chaos Space Marine Legions will lose identity and flavorful strats.
No, if anything, the opposite.
Yeah.
All these books have been mega flavorful,
Yep, I
think so.
mega deep. I'm still crossing my fingers that I hope they do a bit of what they did with the Space Marines, where the Chaos Legions actually get even a bit more special strats and relics and stuff than they did before. But I don't know how they couldn't. I don't know. That's like a lot of extra books. I don't know if they'll do it, but it would be great.
Thank you, The Great Potato. Really enjoying the T5. Headed into Game 1 for a 500-point Crusade game this weekend. As always, running Tau and going against Custodes. Kind of scared.
Match. Yeah.
Got Farsight, 3 Banana Boys, 5 Breachers, and 3 Cyclic Ion Crisis.
Suits, yeah.
Should be fun. What are Banana Boys?
Custodes are Banana Boys. How do you have 3 Custodes in your Tau army?
No.
Anyway, 500 points of Custodes is...
Not much.
Oh, Banana
much.
Boys is a Tau or stealth suits.
Oh.
I'm thinking is what he's.
Really, you're just making that up?
That's my guess.
Yes?
What would your? I mean, that's one of the few units of 3.
But Banana Boys is a commonly used term for Custodes. That's the problem. That's what's tripping me up.
Is that a commonly used term?
Yeah, it is. It
Because
is.
they're yellow.
Yeah, no, it's a thing that gets said around here, around these parts. Anyways, the Custodes have very few models,
It's very few models.
and they're slow.
And Tau excel at killing a few models.
And also, Tau can do this magical thing with cyclic ions, where I stand at exactly 18, shoot you. You move up your 6 inches, and now you've got a 12-inch charge, which you fail, and I get Overwatch for free. And then I just move back again, and I'm at 18 inches again, and then I shoot you. At no point can the Custodes ever even reach you. So you actually have to work hard to make it even an interesting game for your Custodes friend.
That is true.
Right? Because you're going to need to give lots and lots of terrain to move through, right? Because if they have clear shot and they can keep doing that backup, then it's not going to be very fun. But really cool. And the cyclic ion blasters, they were only the AP1, so you got to
So
watch
if they're in
out.
cover, they'll still get their 2 up.
Well, Tau could ignore the cover. Famously good at ignoring cover. But also, if you put the advanced targeting system, get it to AP2, that's the money AP. And you'll really get through the Custodes pretty quick with that.
Oh, he just summed up here in chat talking about stealth suits. All right, next one. Thank you.
But Zach,
Did he
you
actually?
can't- You can't be that condescending. Banana Boy is a term for Custodes.
That
confusion makes sense.
Oh, okay.
What you're saying is that the stealth suit has, like, its front shell shaped.
Sure.
It's like crescent-like, it's banana-like.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I am inferring that 1, he doesn't weirdly have 3 Custodes in his Tau list.
I'm kind of into it, though.
2, very few units in the Tau Codex exclusively come in sets of 3.
In 3-man squads, yeah. That's a pretty good inference right there. Because he already has Crisis. So
All right, Zach, you're smarter than me. I admit it.
No, but maybe better at inferring. Okay, thank you, Nerdatronic. Can we get close-ups of Supreme Leader Snoke and the amazing Technicolor Dream Habs?
What?
He is talking, I think, about my terrain
What?
with the lady in the robe. I'm inferring again, so...
Oh,
knows
yeah.
what-
The big chair
go grab it.
does kind of look like Supreme Leader Snoke.
And
You're
then
right.
want
the
it? I can go grab
Technicolor
it.
Dream Hab is my building that
We
has
can
all
put it on the... You want me to grab it?
Go do it.
Go grab
All
it.
right.
I guess grab
Don't
the
talk about it, be about
grab
it.
the Technicolor Dream
Put it on
Hab
the
as
blame?
well.
Forget the Hab. Just get Supreme Leader Snoke.
Okay.
You got it. I'm on it.
It's a lady though. It's not
Chad.
a dude.
How's it going?
Snoke didn't
What are
feel
you
like
doing?
he had a
Between
gender.
hands. It's
I
just me
guess not.
hanging out.
They.
He was a weird thing.
Writing on the bottom.
Yeah.
Whatever he was.
More to come.
Should we move on?
Yeah, move on.
Okay. Thank you, Evfin. Hey, Titans. I've been watching you guys a long time, and this is my first super chat. I just wanted to say that Shield Captain Bridger has been doing an amazing job.
Oh, thank
He
you.
really, really has. Unbelievable, as we said. Pretty much the only person to win anything.
Very lucky. Extraordinarily lucky.
That's what you fixed, Bridger? That's what you took time to adjust?
All right, I guess I'll get up and fix it.
No.
Okay. So yeah, this is, where did you get this? What is this thing?
So there's this dude on Etsy, and I know his name. I don't know his.
Okay, but it's off
Etsy. Etsy sorts. Yeah, and he 3D prints stuff, and what that was is it was very small. It was for D&D, and I saw it. I was like, this is awesome. I want it for a centerpiece, and I messaged him. I was like, instead of 4 inches, can you make this 8 inches tall?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it'll go up a little bit. I was like, okay. He's like, cool. Instead of 8 inches, can you make it 10 inches tall? And he was like, yeah, sure. And I was like,
Zach was
okay,
like
cool,
the creepiest
cool.
customer this
And
guy's
then I
ever
was
had.
like, hey, you know what? Just go ahead and tell me as big as you can make it. That's what I want. And so he like just increased the size. It was normally like this big.
Yeah.
Nice.
Zach
And,
definitely earned a spot in the Book of Grudges that day.
Yeah.
You were his creepiest customer ever.
I've bought a few things from him. He's a cool dude.
That's cool. No, it's
Yeah.
a great, and it makes a great centerpiece.
Yeah, and in fact, if you are doing terrain, like go on Etsy and find people that are making D&D terrain.
Yeah.
Because they make these cool little things, and if they're 3D printing, they can almost always like
You can scale it.
scale it up. Yeah.
That's right. Nice.
Okay, there we got that one. Thank you again, Ethan. What's your opinions on having Calaxus in Custodes for his Fight Last, which ignores Fight First abilities? I find he helps out a lot when playing against Khorne or Space Marines. I always nestle him in amongst my Terminators.
Nice.
So this is something I talked a little bit about, I think on Tuesday. People keep asking me why I don't put random weird characters in my Custodes list. They're like, why don't you... The number of times I've been asked, why don't you run an Inquisitor, blows my mind. And Inquisitor, there's an easy answer. I don't want to have a Psyker. It's like another phase I have to think about, a model I have to position very carefully, points I have to find for effects I don't want, and then I lose secondaries. So I can't take aboard the Witch, and now I am susceptible to...
So that makes sense for that.
Wrath of Magnus.
But now, Calaxus, none of those problems, really.
100 points.
Yeah.
Everybody has flamers. Like everybody and their sister has flamers. Death Guard have flamers. Custodes have flamers. Sisters have flamers.
But not
Sisters
always.
and their sister.
Not always where he is, though. What? And let's remind everyone why that matters. What you're saying is he's special because he can only be hit on 6s.
Yes.
If you have something that auto hits, obviously, then
They don't
that
care.
gets
And
around
then
it.
the Calaxus just dies.
Well, unless you don't make him the front model, obviously.
The value...
He's using him for the Fight Last.
The value of a Calaxus... 2 CP is way too much for Fight Last. The value of a Calaxus, and it's easy to play around. It's a 3-inch aura. Value of a Calaxus is to sit on an objective somewhere and be durable.
You think, though? I
Yes.
think the value of a Calaxus is the Psychic Denial, just the utility box. The Psychic Denial plus the stratagems, etc. I think the ability to just like have him off on the own objective, that's just bonus.
For 20% more points, I get 2 units to do the same thing. They have 5 wounds instead of, Calaxus also has, so both have 5 wounds, but they have a 3-up armor. They move 7. They have bolters that actually do something.
Sure.
They have an aura of -1 to cast, which the Calaxus for some reason...
The Calaxus
It's a
also has an
smaller-
aura. He also has an aura of -1.
Is it 12 or
cast.
18?
I think it's 18.
So they're very similar. I just get 2 units instead of 1. I'm going to go with the sisters like every time.
Interesting. I actually think the Calaxus is a totally fair choice in this matchup. No. Because, for instance, let's say you throw the sisters out, right? The sisters are also targetable. So in certain matchups, you can just clear the sisters out. Whereas this guy, not quite as easy to do, especially if someone's trying to pop him off with some chaff shots or something like that. The 6 to hit means he can just tank it. So, and he has the extra utility of the Fight Last in the event you needed it. I think he's actually a really great add.
It does none of those things, though. On paper, it looks great.
It literally
but
does
then in
all of those
practice,
things.
it does almost nothing. Like, it's so hard to get a Calaxus in the right place ever. And the offensive output is basically 0.
No, the offense, you don't take him for offense. You take him just as a toolbox.
So it's like a worse backfield screen because it has a smaller footprint.
It's not
It is
good
worse
at that. Yeah.
chaff turn 1 because now it's just targetable by everything and dies instantly.
No, but okay.
And can only be on one objective as opposed to two.
Sure.
It only has one anti-psyker aura instead of two. The sisters beat it out in almost every way.
Yeah, so what you're saying is the Sister of Silence.
They just do the same job, but better.
That's your better answer.
Yeah, they do the same job, but better.
I like the Sisters of Silence. I think the Klexis, also valid. It's valid.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the assassin I would take.
Interesting. It is the assassin I would take in a Custodes army because Psychic is such a problem for them.
It is a problem now, but I wouldn't leave home without sisters now.
Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Thanks again, Matthew Nurgle. Remember that time when Bridger said ABC and rolled a 7?
7.
That is true.
I feel like the joke, of course, is that happens all the time.
7.
It's pretty common, actually.
Thank you, Dave. You guys always want me to do voices that people ask. I will do this voice because I'm a huge Parks and Rec fan. Titans, I will literally send you Beyblades if you agree to play them on stream.
Can you play Beyblades? Would be like, again, you'd hype it up. You'd be like, Beyblades, yeah, we're gonna do it. And it's like, zin, and it'd be like, and then you'd be like, it'd be this.
30-second matches.
I want to see Bridger talk about how his Beyblade is not going to do anything.
Yeah. Brian's got his Beyblade. Brian's Beyblade weighs like 0.4 pounds more.
That's huge, Brian.
Yeah. I bring a big Beyblade.
That's huge. And I would have no chance
I
if
have
that were true.
huge actual razor blades on mine.
Oh, jeez.
And you're going to be like, you know what? There's no chance.
Brian, this is a health and safety concern.
I will say this. In the past 20 years, number one thing you see at a yard sale is that Beyblades
the arena.
You see that arena, you see it in a yard sale.
So what you're trying to say is we could pick it up cheap.
You could just, I think you could just find
That's
those.
just the arena, Zach. Getting Beyblades.
Getting the Beyblades
that's gonna be
is the tough part.
Not just any, but we want good Beyblades.
Yeah.
That's going to be a challenge.
Yeah. Thank you again, Matthew Nurgle. Bridger, I forget I said anything, and then there's some emojis here, which I can't do voices of. But it's
did I just like roll a bunch of 7s or something?
I have no idea.
I'll bet I
did.
did.
Sunglasses emoji, and then there's also the fire.
Fire's a good emoji.
Well, you were on fire there.
I was on fire for a lot of that game.
Here we go. Thank you, Magnus. Did nothing wrong. Matthew Nurgle, by the way, super thanks for all of these. There's another one from you. I thought this was the last one. Okay, we'll do the super thanks at the end. Magnus did nothing wrong. Super thanks to you too. Yeah, definitely don't Google Japanese competitive tops. Nothing to do with Beyblade. But I think I found the spam bot link.
Yeah.
We had a lot of spam bot today.
Oh, Zach, I should have showed you how to defeat the bots.
Well,
did it not work? Did we do that and it didn't work?
We didn't. I don't think we did it over there.
We can do it live. I can show you how to do it live.
Is this when Bridger was talking about like the ancient art form of actual Japanese fighting battle tops?
Yes. But those search terms are not ideal, I'm now realizing.
Yeah.
That competitive Japanese tops could mean
anything.
Lots of things.
Honestly, it could mean anything.
Could mean almost anything.
No, not even bad things. It could just mean anything.
It could mean anything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew Nurgle, again. Bridger, big love. I want you to know that I beat a T-Sons list, but it was not with a Death Guard list. Okay. It was with the Daemons.
Well, there was
the Daemons list.
The Daemons list and a lot of 7s.
All right, he did it with the Plague Bearers.
Dude, Matthew Nurgle's living his best life right now.
Listen, Death Guard are winning. They're going all the way to the top.
They're doing great. Not all the way to the top, Brian.
We'll see.
They're going to get most of the way to the top.
I thought you said I was advantaged.
You are slightly advantaged.
Now he's talking about how I can't win.
I have to do it for the bracket, Brian.
All right, fair enough.
For the bracket.
Thank you, Borns. Hey, Titans.
Boo Earns.
Boo Earns. Hey, Titans. First Custodes game tonight. 28-57 win versus Ultramarines.
Sorry, that's 98-57 win.
What did I say?
You said 27 or 28, yeah.
I said 28-57?
Yeah, you did.
It was 98-57.
Someone's sleepy. Win versus Ultramarines. SCJB is nuts. What is that? Let's take a second. Shield Captain Jet Bike.
Yeah.
For new codex, what about MSU of 1 for all units?
Yeah, Unleash the Lines.
Like every unit could be min 1?
Unleash the Lines.
That'd be cool. Conceptually, I like it. It fits the lore.
Well, what if they just had a 1 CP Unleash the Lines on any squad?
Well, Unleash the Lines now is 2 CP. So
I'm saying a 1 CP.
Yeah, but they're not going to.
And I'm saying it on any squad, not just Terminators.
Okay.
But it's better than allowing them people to take one-man squads.
That would make bikes kind of viable, right?
Right. And it would actually be cool.
Like if I took a 9-man squad of bikes and then made it 9 squads of one bike.
It would be amazing. And they'd be all OPSEC?
Pretty
Ooh,
obnoxious.
that'd be really...
It'd be pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
But then all my buffs don't work. This is the problem with Unleash the Lions is like, we got all these amazing strats that just amplify one unit to the max.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I don't have one unit. I have a bunch of units.
But it's kind of cool, actually. Like, it's a unique playstyle. Like,
It is cool.
It's like each Custody is a
hero.
character, is like a champion on their
They
own.
should also get +1 wound and attack when you do this. Unleash the Lions, any unit, they all become separate units.
They
and
all
they get
turn
+1
into
wound and
captains.
+1 attack.
So they all get, +1
and they
wound.
all get an aura reroll. So you promote. It's called Battlefield Promotion. And everybody gets promoted.
Battle-wide battlefield promotion. Hey,
1 CP.
everyone's getting promoted.
All models split into captains. They all become captains. And any captains become captain commanders.
Guys, we're a little scared of these Tau. Everyone's promoted.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks again, Matthew, Nurgle. Zach, I'm about to airbrush a 2x2 display board, all marble, big staircase style. Trying to not make all the marble look the same pattern throughout. Matthew, I don't know if that's a question, but in case it is, what I'll say is use, baby wipes or like wipes and you dry them out. But actually,
Wait, how do you dry out a baby wipe?
you just let it sit for a day?
Just one
They're
day.
alcohol, yeah, it'll dry out.
But even better than that, that's what everyone says to do, and I've done that. It's okay. Even better is in the U.S. they're called like Brillo pads, but they're metal. They're like the metal
steel wool? You're talking about steel wool?
Steel wool. Thank you. Yeah, steel wool, and I think that works better. It's easier and reusable in case you want to make another 2x2 display board.
I cannot picture any of the things you're describing. Like, how does this
It helps you make the pattern. Makes a pattern.
Yeah, we'll do it on stream at some point, and you can watch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool marble pattern.
It all makes sense.
The board that we're playing on today had marble pattern.
and that's how I did it.
You did it with steel wool?
Yeah, and then the other thing is there's a lot of colors you don't think. Like it's like you always like start with black, but then you do brown.
Browns, yeah.
You do a lot of browns, a lot of tans, and you only end with white at the very end. And don't be afraid to go back a layer, because that helps too.
Yeah.
Thank you, Travis. Hi, Titans. Looking to get into T-Suns once things get back in stock. What and how many units would you suggest for a solid edition agnostic collection?
Cool, yeah. My basic collection would start with probably 20 to 30 Rubric Marines. It would start with 20 to 30 Zangors. It would start with...
Which is 2-star collecting boxes, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great place to
But
start.
Zach, now you have 2 Armons.
You do have 2 Armons, but you can make one on a disc and one not on a disc.
Or one is a...
Convert into an Exalted.
Sorry
Sorcerer.
to cut you off. Please
No,
keep
no,
going.
that's
But
good.
the other thing I will just say real quick about the conversions on this is that the Exalted Sorcerer kit is insane for conversions.
It's a beautiful kit.
It's an amazing
You really should
kit,
be buying it.
and you cannot use all the pieces making 3 Exalted Sorcerers. But
Yeah.
you can use it to make so much other stuff.
I agree. I agree with that. So actually, yeah. So you buy like one Exalted Sorcerer kit, turn one of the Armons into another cool Exalted Sorcerer, and then so you definitely want to buy an Exalted Sorcerer kit. So 2, start collecting the Exalted Sorcerer kit. Great. Now with Terminators, I would start with 10 to 20 as well, and then you have some cool things that you can add on top of that. So we like the Zangor Enlightened, which are fun. Your choice whether you like the bow or spear. I'm pretty 50-50 on both being kind of cool.
This question's going to come up, by the way.
And but I have opinions on both, so I'll save it for that. And then I would probably get a Vortex piece because I just think they're cool and fun and weird, and there's nothing like it in the game, right? So definitely I would do that. I would, without any hesitation, buy the Forge World Contemptor Dreadnoughts.
With the Kopesh?
With the Kobesh, and I would magnetize so I could have Combat Dreadnought, or I could take, what's really hot right now, which is the Volkites. And the Volkites are amazing as Thousand Sun because there's a 1 CP strat to give +1 AP to a vehicle.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden my Volkites are AP, this one Volkite is AP1, vicious.
And when you want to look up what Brian's talking about, it's called the Osiris pattern.
Yeah. They have 2 of them in Forge World. One of them's prettier than the other, but you might like the other one, so I don't want to judge. But
and then to top off the collection, Brian, cherry on top, Fire Raptor.
Well, the Fire Raptor, I mean, don't do it. But I love my Fire Raptor. I don't know if I would love it as Thousand Suns, though. I know people love the
colors?
Yeah, the whole thing I'm just not super into.
If you did 30K colors, I think Fire Raptor.
No, I think what tops off this collection is Magnus the Red.
Oh, but a red Fire Raptor could look cool, too.
Right? Magnus the Red, if you're, you have to own the Primarch for your collection. It's too cool. It's what an epic modeling and painting project. You're not going to get to play them in every game, but you'll be glad you have them. So that would be my collection right there. And that would make you several different armies. Unfortunately, I actually say this unfortunately, your armies would be almost too strong most of the time. And if you're playing with friends that don't always have, top tier competitive stuff, you want to make sure that you can balance your army towards them. And actually with Thousand Suns, there's so few data sheets, and they're all pretty strong.
You got to get like Land Raiders and Rhinos in there.
Yeah, unfortunately, you'll probably find they're so good too.
The things that probably are in stock right now.
Yeah. So watch out. Your army might be too strong for some of your friends sometimes.
Thank you, Ross. Go Chaos. Thanks, Titans.
Well, Chaos did win today.
And thanks, Ross. Yeah.
Chaos always wins.
Chaos did lose today, though, too.
No, Chaos always wins.
I don't know if the Thousand Suns would agree with you on
only ever
this.
increases.
That's true. Until it doesn't.
Chaos always wins.
Until it doesn't. Good point.
Thank you, Jordan Theron. He just says 7.
7.
That is accurate.
Thank you, Magnus, again. So Zinch wanted Death Guard to win so the Custodies could clown the Death Guard in the final and give them false hope. I don't know how else Brian wouldn't roll 99 6s.
Listen, I wasn't on form. I didn't ask for the 6s and I didn't get them.
I was kind of looking forward to Custodies against Thousand Suns in the finals because,
let's be real.
I teched for it.
It wouldn't have been enough. You would have had one turn of protection and all your protection's dead. It's not enough. And your Dreadnoughts like to move up and take the midboard early.
Yeah.
Your sister's not fast enough to stay in front of the Dreadnoughts. And if...
7 plus D6 will get in front of 9.
Oh, but that means you're not advancing the Dreadnoughts, which you often do as well.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is that it's not enough. And if you put sisters up on both flanks, you lose them both.
Can't do that.
And if you put it up on one flank, then it collapses pretty quick. I actually think the Custodies versus Thousand Suns, in my opinion, I don't think it would have been a great match.
I wanted to see it.
I would love to see it too, but I think the coolest part of the Custodies would go out the window. The durability just wouldn't be there. I have all damage 1 everywhere, and then mortal wounds. It's like, eh.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Thanks again, Magnus. Last super chat. Then I'm out with my G's. Brian, honest opinion, how was the shawarma?
This shawarma was only okay. I think I'm really picky about the quality of the pita. In this case, the flatbread it was on was a little hard and didn't have a great flavor.
It's kind of tortilla-like.
It was probably a tortilla, yeah. I love shawarma places that make the pita fresh for each order. Mm-hmm. There's actually one in, I don't know, Sunnyvale?
Santa Clara. I know what you're talking about. They have like the Israeli schnitzel.
It's an Israeli Mediterranean place. But they make the pitas fresh to order.
It's on House of Falafel?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It's not that actually, but it's like that.
Falafel Stop.
Falafel Stop.
Yeah,
that's right.
Super good. So good.
Actually, funny enough, pitas are amazing.
No one makes them fresh.
This place makes it fresh. Yeah. The pitas are amazing, but the stuff that goes inside is only okay. So that's why it's not the perfect spot. It's like a little bland and dry. This place, the sauce and style and stuff was pretty tasty, but wasn't perfect. Bridger didn't really like it.
I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I ate my whole thing because I was really hungry and I like this kind of food a lot. But
I'm like Magnus. I was a big fan. I will say this: there's a lot of fusion food in California, and I will say that when it comes to some kind of flatbread type thing to make something with, I think tortilla is hard to beat. So I'll take any type of food that shouldn't traditionally be incorporated with a tortilla.
Well, tortilla and pita, this is a similar family here.
But I think the tortilla is it's more pliable, it's thinner, it's a little lighter. I like that.
See, Zach, I have the opposite response. I am firmly anti-tortilla. I only like burritos if they're thick and mostly not tortilla. Because when you fold a burrito at the ends, and it's like that you get the double thick folded tortilla.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out. I want to chop off both ends of everything tortilla wrapped and then just eat. It's just a way to convey the middle food to my mouth.
The end of tortillas again.
I do not like tortillas.
Yeah.
All right.
Anti-tortilla.
Fair enough.
Bridger was kind of trying to get me and Brian to eat the tortilla.
Right.
His burrito from the other end.
We should probably not get into this.
Yeah, let's not.
This is too weird.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for all the great content. Pretty new player here. Tyranids first, then Custodies.
Nice.
I've been enjoying the Golden Boys big time.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. An amazing army, amazing collection.
They're dope.
Yeah, they're really great.
They're cool.
And they don't even have their book yet.
They don't.
I'm sure it's going to be great when they get it.
Thank you, Orc, Zach. Good WOG, Titans, and congratulations to Bridger. Catching up on the tournament this week has been a roller coaster.
Yeah, I'll say so.
If Custodes go all the way, I'm going to purchase a new Custodes army in your honor.
You got it, Orczak. I'm on it.
You're going to have to
I'll
do it.
Brian, how much do I have to pay you to just fall on a sword? We can do this.
I mean, you don't need me to. I'm trying to win and losing with all the strongest armies in the game. Like, I don't think you have to pay me here. If I try to lose, I'll probably win.
Thank you, Better Gaming Every Day. Enjoy the tank, my dudes. I hope it works well for you.
Oh, yeah. This is such an epic model.
So cool.
If you're still around, put in chat, Better Gaming Every Day, what there's a flyer kit here.
Are you sure there's a flyer
Yes,
kit?
Storm?
this cockpit is from...
The Storm Eagle? No, not the Storm Eagle. The Storm Talon.
Storm Talon. Yeah,
I think
it's
like
the potato.
The,
The flying
intercept.
potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flying potato.
I think
you're probably
that's.
right.
I think.
And the armor plate. There's a lot of armor plate.
It also looks like a little Xiphon interceptor or something.
It's got a bit of that
part.
vibe.
Yeah. It looks super cool. Thank you, Nerdotronic. Kroot, in response to our close combat towel, Nerdotronic, I gotta say, I'm not into your Kroot organic EVA combat suit idea.
Oh, badass.
Huh.
Yes.
I mean, Evas are organic, but they're also super not. That's the weird thing
Well,
about Evas.
what about just like some variant of a Kroot that's like bigger and nastier?
No,
Like a
but like
Krudox?
this implies a Tau person
Or Narlox.
crawls-
Bring the
Narlox.
Bring the Narlock
Narlox, Narlock Riders.
This implies that a
with you.
normal
Yeah.
Tau person crawls inside of a large Kroot, and then
back. No.
they
No,
meld
the Kroot.
via an umbilical cord, and the Tau pilots the Kroot.
I mean, I think you just imagined that. I don't think this person imagined that.
That is definitely what's implied, because that is what an Eva is.
Okay. No, but I think they should bring. I'm going to the Narlox. I'm the Narlox.
Narlox.
The great Narlox, the normal Narlox, all Narlox.
Narlock Riders.
Yeah, all the kinds of Narlox that could exist.
Yep.
I'm into it.
Thank you, Earth. Great job with the Death Guard Bridger. Assuming you had access to any and all painted Death Guard models, would you make any changes to your list for this tournament?
Would you consider those contemptors?
I would want to play test Volkite Contemptors.
Yeah. They're very good.
They're good against. They're very good. They're amazing, but they're good against things that is not the same as what Blight Haulers are good against.
Sure.
And I wouldn't, if I'm not running triple Blight Hauler, I wouldn't want to be Poxmongers. I would have to. The whole strategy goes out the window. I would basically be writing a new list, and I would want to play test it to see what
the
the good and bad
contemptors are
matchups
cool. They're very, very powerful. And then what do you take with them? The you give them the plus to hit, right? You give one of them the plus to hit with Tiny Man, is it? And then you have the.
Oh, they're cores. They also reroll ones from the Lord.
They do. They reroll ones, and you can give one hitting on twos, and then they are really, really quite powerful. Yeah,
But it is a completely different list.
no doubt. Yeah.
Oh, Better Gaming Every Day says they're from a Storm Raven kit.
Yeah, Storm Raven, nice.
Thank you, Clayton. Spears versus bows for Zangor and Lighten.
Yeah.
Does it even matter for action MSUs?
It doesn't matter because you're often just moving them up. There's almost no one to shoot or fight. They're just kind of getting up on the point. And you're often even advancing them, so they're not charging or shooting. Are they assault weapons? They might be. But the thing with the bows...
They are.
They're assault, yeah. So the bows are actually a cool stat line, but it's one shot.
It's two shots.
It's one.
Okay.
Look it up. I'm pretty sure it's just one. And if it was two shots, I'd actually be into it, but I was pretty sure it was just one.
So it'll be 6 shots from a unit.
Yeah. And they're 2 damage bows, right? And they actually have some AP and stuff.
I'm into the bows. I don't think we've ever fought with Zangor Enlightened. I think we might
they
have
are
shot with
assault
them.
one.
Yeah, they're assault 1. So it's just too few shots to really matter. Like, what the question is, what are you
Their
really
combat
doing?
also doesn't matter.
Their
Maybe
combat...
AOS, they're 2 shots. Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
no, in AOS they're deadly because they do mortal wounds on the hit and stuff. But in Age of Sigmar, these are like super expensive elite models, right? So I'm glad that they're more kind of cheap throwaway. So really it doesn't matter. I've been humming and hawing, and maybe I was thinking I would lean towards the bows. One, because I'm advancing up onto the point. I'm almost never fighting the thing in front of me. So then I can like throw a pot shot downfield or something like that. It's not going to amount to much. I don't think
But
it's a
it's
big deal.
more than the 0 combat we've ever had with Zangor Enlightened.
Yeah. Hypothetically, though, their combat is a tiny bit better than their shooting, especially with the spears. But it hasn't really come up very often. Yeah. I did play a game today where I charged into a few Skitarii infiltrators. And, they're T3, 2 wounds, and you can kill a few of them in combat. So it's okay, but I still didn't wipe the squad, right? So no, it's not a big deal. So whatever you like better, go for it. I don't think it matters too much.
Thank you, Ethereum. Space Marine Gravis Captain is a thing. Raven Guard relic for +1 attack, a Warlord trait for 6-inch aura, advance and charge, and a second trait for +1 strength on the charge.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
So this is Raven Guard Captain, the advance and charge aura, amazing, and a second trait for +1 strength.
And attack on the charge.
Yeah, it's really, really great.
Oh, so it's Imperium Sword and their advance and charge aura. Wow. They have an advance and charge aura?
Yeah. They have some really juicy stuff.
So good.
The Raven Guard's toolbox is great. People just have a hard time like knowing where the army fits in, you know what I mean? Because it's like a little bit of so many things.
Yeah.
But it's not all the way anything.
Right.
But they have some really powerful abilities, and that's one of them. That sounds amazing.
You could take this, put it on a bike chaplain, and it just immediately becomes better.
Yeah, the problem with the Gravis, he's so slow. And with the advance and charge, you want it probably on someone a little faster.
Yeah, I would just take all of this and just put it on a
Jump captain.
a jump captain or a Primaris chaplain on bike, and just like it immediately triples in value.
I agree. It's much more interesting.
Thank you, Ethan. He's just letting us know about I had a super chat earlier, which was 5 and another at 10. So I put extra 2 on this one, so you could read the $5 one as well. Well, thank you.
There was a lot of math in there, but we read them all, yeah?
Yeah, thank you. We're fine.
And thank you so much.
You good, dog?
Magnus.
We're not picky.
Magnus, you said that was your last message. Thank you for this one, though. World Eaters get Tau fix suggestion. World Eaters fight in shooting phase.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, the Guardsmen actually can fight in the shooting phase, right? So that would be kind of cool. Like if you stayed in combat, then you just get an extra fight. And that would make you free to charge in the charge phase again.
That's what I was thinking. That's actually kind of interesting.
It's actually kind of
And then with the roll an 8 on the charge,
fight 10 more times.
Again,
it's great.
This is
so
actually
it's all just
awesome.
charging and fighting and charging and fighting.
Yeah.
It's basically, what did we just invent? We invented the Yanari.
Where
you get infinite activations.
Yeah.
That worked
People
so well.
love that.
Yeah, that was great. Big success.
Thank you, Parabus. As a Dark Angels player, I want to add a Dread. I already have a Plasma Redemptor, but I understand that the Contemptor with Volkite is more meta.
Sure.
I also always run Plasma Interceptors. What's your take?
Inceptors.
Inceptors.
Yeah, people are loving these Volkite.
Redemptors are also good. Like, let's not.
A second Redemptor would be kind of a more stylish pick, for my opinion. But if you, I actually can't picture the Dark Angels Forge World Dread.
It's not good.
Is it kind of
I
plain?
bought it. It's very plain.
Is it?
I got
you
Space
did
Wolves.
get it.
They mostly
Angels.
are, except for, honestly, the Thousand Suns and the Space Wolves one.
No, the Ultramarines one looks really good too.
No, the Ultramarines one looks sharp.
Yeah, right.
But for the most part, the Legion Dreads are somewhat bland.
Yeah.
Space Wolves looks good.
The Salamanders has the big dragon bone head on it and things like that, and the scales. It's okay. I like it, but no, I think they're cool. But anyways, I think the one challenge with the Redemptors, the Contemptors, you even pay command points for it too, which kind of sucks. But as Space Marines, when you do it as Space Marines, if you're planning to stay in the Devastator Doctrine, you actually get that extra AP natively on it, which is you can't stay in the Devastator Doctrine. Sorry, but some chapters that you put a unit back into the Devastator Doctrine. I don't think Dark Angel is one of them. Iron Hands lets you do it. Yeah. So then it's really good. So right now, I think I would just go with another Redemptor though. That's me.
Yes, I think 1 Volkite Contemptor is actually pretty underwhelming. It's just a slight efficiency. 2 is when you start to feel it, where you're like, oh, this is pretty good.
A ton of shots, 16 shots
and
each.
at 3, it becomes oppressive.
Yeah.
But at 1, it's, I don't know, it's not the most impressive thing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Quinn. Hey guys, first time super chat. I'm new to 40K as of this year. I'm a very competitive player in every game I play, so naturally I'm going to LVO.
Nice.
Any advice on how to prep at the pro level?
It's a lot of work to play pro level 40K. It's, as you know, playing pro level at almost any game is a lot of work. 40K is no exception. The reason it's even harder at 40K is because the games are long and it's hard to get together and try.
When reps are everything, just like with everything else in your entire life.
Practice.
Reps are everything.
Yeah, so having a strong list doesn't mean anything. At LVO, there will be 150 people minimum with the best lists. So it's all going to come down to who's the better player. And better player means several things. One, you need to know your own army back to front. It also means that you need to know the missions and just the philosophy behind the game as second nature. You need to be fast but not make mistakes, which is crucial. You need to know the unwritten rules of the tournaments, right? The things that you need to watch out for. I'm not talking necessarily cheating, but even like the things you watch out for, just that are kind of like that, where other people make mistakes. You need to know when you to push back on a player and things like that. So you have to learn those social skills, the soft skills. Yeah. And then most challengingly, you need to learn every other army in the game, back to front, every set of rules, probably as well, but ideally better than your opponent knows their own army. You need to know their army better than they know it. And you need to know it not just hypothetically. I don't mean like just know their strats, that's good. You need to know all that. But you need to have played that faction several times and know, here are the plays, here's what I'm running, here's how I deploy. And it's reps. And you need to do that against top tier players. Because the game is not the same played by someone who's casual and playing every so often, and someone who plays this game nonstop. You're going to find them playing the game in a way that you're not expecting. So go to RTTs. In our area, there's an RTT literally every week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right? And you go to RTTs all the time and prep. When I was prepping for, LVO, I would do like 6 RTTs in January for the first week of February with my list. Yeah. And then, that's minimum of, 20, 30, 40 competitive games I'd get in just in the month before, on top of like 200 games I'd played with my list previous. So if you really seriously want to get to that top table, that's roughly, I'd say 100 to 200 games with your list against everything.
That's a lot. Thank you, damn it. Titans, I'm so sorry I haven't been able to watch any of the TTT shows live. I hate it, but it's been really busy with work. Got promoted to shipping clerical.
Oh,
nice. So now if you order anything from Gap, it's on me to get it out of our building into your home.
Very nice.
All right. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, thank you again, damn it. I can't stress enough how great it is to see Brian back. I've missed him so much. Bridger v. Brian games are always the best, and we got Brian producing. Oh, because you produced the game.
Brian produced
Brian. Done any painting while you were away?
I took a bunch of paints and a bunch of models, and I was going to work on my AdMech because I didn't have a bunch of Skitarii stuff I wanted. And, there's some tournaments coming up. I'm like, I'll finish some AdMech for these tournaments for our team tournament coming up, right? That we're going to. And then
soon.
I started clipping models and building models, and I'm so busy moving and unpacking and setting up and my job. And I was like getting nothing done. I was getting like a few models built, and I had like 90 plus models to paint. And these are AdMech models, and I dare say they're in the top like 15% of complexity of models in the game to build and paint. They're so spindly and everything. And I was like, I'm not going to finish this. No. So I packed it all up and mailed it back to California.
So you took it from California to the Bahamas
and then I mailed it back. Yeah, I mailed it back to from Bahamas to California to my friend here who's furiously painting and building it all for me. And so now I'm going to be working on a slower pace.
Madman.
I'm going to be working on a slower pace on my Lumineth Realm Lords.
It's cool armor.
But it's been slow going.
Did you get the fox with the archer on top?
I bought everything.
Good.
I bought like max of everything.
I want to see the
I have a Games Workshop store in my closet.
Yes,
of
good.
Lumineth Realm. I have more than almost any local store will carry of Lumineth Realm.
Next time I see Brian, I better see that Okami with an elf riding.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these elves. I have so many elves. This is going to be probably my largest, like straight, almost largest collection. It might even be as large as my tap.
We got to be able to do like a giant game, like like AOS is already ridiculous. So why not just do like 5,000 point game?
You're not wrong.
It'll take forever.
It won't. Everything will die in one turn.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What else are you doing
I'm a
with your
sucker
time?
for big games.
What else does anyone do around
I'm
here?
actually a sucker for big games.
Yeah, every now and then they're super fun.
No,
right?
I actually used to remember. So Thursday nights before the channel used to be our like actual club night, and I would cut off work early every Thursday, right? And I would show up, and most people showed up around like 6, 7 after work, right? And they played one game. I would show up at like 2 p.m. And I'd arrange in advance for somebody, and I would play one 3,000 to 4,000 point game every Thursday, followed by a 2,000 point game when everyone arrived after work.
Yeah.
But I would always play a 3,000 to 4,000 point game. 3,000 is like my favorite size. I actually like 3,000 more
too.
than 2,000.
Because that last 1,000 points, it just gets fun.
It's fun.
You just bring goofy
It's like,
stuff,
here's my army,
Yeah.
and then like, here's some crazy something.
Yeah,
you know?
because we're programmed
Here's
to build...
a tiger shark.
Right,
you know?
we're programmed to build a 2,000 point list, but once we have more points, we're like,
It's just,
whoa,
it feels
what am
like
I gonna do? You
Christmas,
just,
you know?
yeah, you just start putting like fun stuff in. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the same way. Thanks again, damn it, Bridger. I told you so many times how good Sisters of Silence are in Custodes. That first game, they ran up, punched some Skitarii, then saw a Skitarii with wings and punched him too. Incredible.
That's true.
They overperformed in that game. I'm super proud of them.
They held that whole flank.
And I will say, I was a curmudgeon I was famously a curmudgeon on Telemons for years.
And Sisters.
And I was a curmudgeon on Sisters for a long time.
It's almost like all the opposite of Bridger's opinions are good opinions.
I think
or just thoughts about how life will go or anything.
the meta and the game both shifted.
You know what? That's not true. And he's just using that as an excuse to justify.
That is true. Nobody had the psychic output of Thousand Suns until Thousand Suns came out.
And the Sisters were still good utility cheap units.
They were decent.
It's still
This took them up. This kicked them up a notch. Thousand Suns of Grey
They
Knights
went from being
kick them up a notch.
Great things to
Emerald
definitely
Lagasse.
have in your army
Yeah,
to something that is
Mandatory.
even better.
yeah, and
And nothing changed about the Telemon. It was great the whole time.
okay. All right.
That's true.
The Telemon didn't change, but my perception of the Telemon changed. Back when he was guns and he was just a worse Calades,
I had the double fist Telemon.
I could not stand it.
I was the OG double fist Telemon. Nobody else was doing it, and I was doing
My
it.
resentment, we have to address this. My resentment of Telemons stems from back in the heyday of the Calades, when the Calades was amazing, and they slightly nerfed
better.
it. They slightly nerfed it. It was just a better Telemon. They slightly nerfed it, and then everyone was like, oh, triple Telemon now. We're just going to put the same gun on a Telemon, except it's worse in every way. I was like, no, stick to the Calades. Calades is the way to go. It's so much better.
Yeah.
Telemons are slow. You line of sight them.
It wasn't abusive
You touch
enough.
them. They were bad. You just touched them. This was back when you could fall back and shoot with fly. I was like, cool. I'd fly my Calades across the table, charge your Telemon, touch all three. I win. The game's over.
No, I get it. It's good.
So I resented
So he's
the
saying
Telemon
8th edition.
for a long time.
He's saying 8th edition in a mirror match.
No, just in general.
in
Shooting
general,
Telemons were just worse Caladeses. But everybody played shooting Telemons.
A long time ago,
couldn't stand
the
it.
model was a little worse than it is now in a different edition of the game. Bridger's unwilling to update his opinions as rules change.
Thank you, Zatran Zerg. Greetings, Titans.
Greetings.
I really enjoy watching all your games. I'm making a Space Marine army that are huge Blood Bowl fans.
Nice.
I'm using Orc war trucks for the Rhinos.
Yeah.
And I'm converting Sons of Behemoth models into Redemptor Dreadnoughts. Blood Bowl.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That sounds really cool.
I think
Fully
it's-
converted armies are quite a sight once they're finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's going to be big here is like your color choices. You have to like pick a team, pick like an American football team that you love.
Pick a Blood Bowl team.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's the same. It's based off American football, right? Everyone thinks rugby, but it's not. That game's based off American
The main
football.
objective of this game is to kill the opposing team.
Yeah, but the rules for the game
is that American football?
are North American football.
Oh, no, it's to kill them after with the concussions.
Yeah, that's
Got it.
and that's like
Excuse me, Zach. You can't kick a field goal in Blood Bowl. You can only get a 1-point touchdown. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Very different.
2 points for murder, 1 point for touchdown.
Oh my God. Thank you again, damn it. By the way, Zertran Zerg, that's gonna be super cool. Please post that in the Discord.
Yeah, put it in the hobby Discord.
Love having a damn it says love having a build an Inquisitor in my Imperial Guard army.
Yeah,
Not
that's true.
sure about how to model her though. Order Xeno Alpha, Psyker Inferno Pistol and Force Sword and Bio Corrosive Poisons. Any model or hobby suggestions to make her? Well, people love Greyfax. That's kind of like the go-to.
There's a couple really cool Inquisitor models that I'm blanking out. What's the girl that has the one metal leg? Did you know that one? There's a really, really cool female
Is she a
Inquisitor.
commissar? I think there's a commissar like that.
Maybe.
Well, there's the kill team we were chatting about earlier. I think they're called the Star Striders. The ones that come opposite the Gellerpox Infected.
Oh, those dweebs.
There's some cool models
Those
in there.
guys got forgotten instantly. Do you remember that?
It's a cool model line, though.
They were okay.
I would check Necromunda. And again, people like Greyfax, but that almost is like an obvious choice.
Yeah, it's too obvious.
I kind of like Necromunda, honestly,
Yes.
damn it.
Not
for
an
this.
Inquisitor. She's not an Inquisitor.
She's a commissar, isn't she?
No. She's a Rogue Trader.
Rogue Trader. This is the stellar. This is the thing I'm talking about, I think,
Good.
with the Star Strider, something they're called. It's a kill team. It's the one that comes with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking
That's a cool line.
She's very like cool, Baroque, and
yeah.
there's a couple of them. There's this one. She's kind of cool, but
Blackstone Fortress has some good models too.
It does.
Blackstone, yeah. I'm not finding the one that specifically that I'm looking for, but look for the Rogue Trader models. Oh, here, this one. This is the one I was thinking of. She's got like the one metal leg.
Yep. That's from. Yeah.
What's it called?
What is that box set called? It's Star Strider or something. I think.
Let me try to
Isn't
visit.
it like Elysian Star Strider or something?
Something like that.
New Crusader and Rogue Trader models. Something. Here, there's a link. Oh, okay. It's a link to the announcement, unfortunately.
We'll never know.
Combat Arena. It's from a game called Combat Arena. Fast-paced miniatures combat game. That's what it's called.
That's something different
And
than what we're talking about.
It comes with some of the stuff from Blackstone Fortress. So it comes with the Techno-Archaeologist. It comes with the Primera Psyker, who's really cool. And it comes with the Admech Inquisitorial Crusader guys.
Okay.
And the Servitor. This reign. But I'm talking about that girl on the bottom right there, the Inquisitor.
Oh, she looks cool. She
Yeah,
has like
she's-
a blade for a leg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You kept saying metal leg, but like I was picturing like a metal prosthetic, not the
Yeah,
leg
yeah.
is a sword now.
I think like
know, she's
actually
badass.
one thing that happens,
got these cool
I
double
would
pistols.
say, damn it, and to anyone doing conversions, especially with Imperial stuff like this, is that over the past 5 years, Games Workshop has somewhat quietly, for a lot of people who are really into playing 40K, they've somewhat quietly released a lot of little games.
Yeah.
And this is for AOS
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
like Warcry. Like I used a Warcry model for my army that I didn't even know existed. But if you go into their website and you look for like all their little third-party games, kill team stuff, there's crazy amazing things.
Can we show these? Here's third-party games right here.
No, but those don't have any original models.
Yeah, those are just Space Primaris Marines and Necrons.
But yeah,
But no, the cultist models in here are original.
Oh, that's true.
the
original
cultists are
models
okay. Yeah,
Are we allowed
they're-
to show these? I don't know if we're allowed to show these.
But I think that there's so many models that you could build these off of. Blackstone has amazing bits.
Yeah.
And also, I think a lot of people do this if they're making Inquisitors. They look at Necromunda.
Necromunda, yeah.
Necromunda has amazing
Necromunda
bits
has
as
great
well.
Caldor is super cool. Yeah.
But this girl that I'm talking about, she's originally from Blackstone. This box I'm talking about is like a Blackstone prequel.
Expansion. Yeah.
like a
Right.
prequel.
These are.
Yeah.
They've had so much of this recently, and a lot of times I know like you see the when they tease the little they do their teasers and they show like a part of a model. And you're like,
It's like always
that's
their
so
Splat
cool, and then
games,
like
yeah.
we all forget like whatever was that? It was
Yeah.
like this single model from Blackstone Fortress. Yeah.
If I worked at GW, I would want to work on their Splat games because there's no pressure and you just get to make cool models with cool rules in a cool game.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Evelyn Combs. Bridger has valid points on Calexis, but still, it's so satisfying having a bloodthirster charging 6.
Actuators.
Yeah, and dying instantly due to fight last.
Yeah.
So easy to play around though. You just
It's
don't
not.
charge.
No, 3 inches is a big enough for fight last. 3 inches is plenty enough.
It's tiny. I think hers is actually 5 because she's weird. She was like one of the first She was she was very weird.
Fair enough. But Fight Last is, we're not denying, Fight Last is super strong.
CP.
I know, but if it swings the whole game, it's 2 CP well spent. And by the way, I found that this is the name of the official Rogue trader from this box. It's Nayem Shea Murad. And
but what box is it from?
Good luck Googling
she's from Blackstone.
Okay.
But she's in, they've released the Blackstone models in like little kits on their own.
Yeah.
And in fact, in some of the bookstores, they were like selling just the character kits on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thomas. Hey guys, wondering if the Kaladis Grav Tank is worth bringing against Sisters of Battle, or is it worth bringing more basic guard? I only have one Telemon. Well, we know someone who might have some opinions on this, and he's right here.
Yeah, the Clades got hard nerfed like 4 times in a row. Maybe only 3.
It was 3 nerfs. It was
3 times in a row.
And then the whole rest of the game got better around it.
Yeah, and it was very painful. And now it is mediocre at best. At worst, it gets one-shot by almost everything. In fact...
Well, Sisters are a perfect army to one-shot it.
They are. In fact, I played... One of my very late-night Charity Hammer games was a meme game. I brought 2 of everything. I like 2 of a bunch of Custody stuff. So I had 2 Caladiuses. I had 1 of each type. And I was against Torox Prime spam. And even Torox Primes just picked up Caladiuses.
Well, Torox Primes are no joke, but...
They picked him up like nothing.
Yeah, the Caladius, unfortunately, cool model. I think it's fun to add to your collection. I have a bunch, and I really love them.
Is it the little tank?
No, that's the Palace. The Caladius is the bigger tank with the guns that's not transport, the big, giant guns. I think it's a great tank, really cool, very unique, and you'll have fun playing it in your games. If you're talking about which is stronger, the Telemon is definitely stronger.
No. It's Cladius or Shield Guard.
Then take more Shield Guard.
Shield Guard are good.
Yeah. But you'll have fun playing it from time. Like, it's not so bad you can't play it in your games and have fun with it. It's just, it's a far cry from what it was before.
I would take 1 with the Magna cannon.
Yeah.
And just blow something up once and feel good. It's a feel-good model when it does its thing.
Like, and it's slick and cool.
And that thing's dead.
Yeah.
It was the first 3 plus D3 damage.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Was it the first?
It was.
In the whole game? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think that's true.
What came before it?
Oh, you know what? I think you might be right.
It was the first.
Because there was other D6 min 3s.
Yes.
Like the neutron laser.
But not 3 plus D3.
Yeah, okay.
And there was the D6 min 3 sword on the Dread Knight for Grey Knights. Maybe it was the hammer.
Yeah, okay.
Their hammer was D6 min 3. But there was the first 3 plus D3 damage, and it felt so good.
Nice.
It was so satisfying to be like 2 shots, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, wounding most things on 2s, and I get to reroll wounds for your vehicle. It was just, like, so reliable.
It was.
And it would just pick up a model every turn.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thanks again, Daminant. Thousand Suns list idea: 4 groups of 10 Rubric Marines with flamers and 4 Terex pattern termites.
Yep.
Then fill the rest of the list out with a few sorcerers.
The flamers are definitely going to kill things. One of the things that we noticed about 9th edition, it's not hard to come up with something that kills anything.
Yep.
Right? The question is, how can you do that in the most efficient way possible? How can you kill a thing whilst giving up the least
points? Yeah.
Yeah. And so in this case, you're going to get out with your flamers. You're going to kill anything you want. Cool. But you had to give up 10 rubrics, and you had to give up the termite in the process. You had to use all those assets in the process. And you're telegraphing quite a bit what you're going to do. It's like, this unit can go here.
Yeah.
When you have the normal rubrics with bolters, they have more choices of where they can activate. They don't need the transport to be delivered, so they're functionally cheaper. And you'll just get kind of more bang for your buck. If you wanted to do this in 1 or 2 places in your list, I think that would be better than doing it all over your list, because you're going to run out of targets.
Well, this is a meme list, Brian.
Yeah,
You're like seriously analyzing this meme list.
But if it was...
No, some people think, like, what if I go all flamers? Like, and you'll run out of targets.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's memeing.
How do you feel conceptually about this list? Like clearly, Daminant is like, if you're thinking about what is cool, it's the termites, right? So would you put, to kind of have a fun, kind of cool
Hey, those
list,
termites have a 5-up invuln, bro.
right? Would
Termites
you
are
put
no
would
joke.
you put
They're very expensive.
bolter rubrics in them? What would you put in them then, if not flamer rubrics?
No, if I wanted lots of termites, I would fill them with flamer rubrics.
Oh, you would?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was like, I need to have 4 termites in my army.
Yeah.
What goes in the termites?
Flamer rubrics.
Yeah,
okay.
it's flamer
40
rubrics.
flamer rubric.
Yeah, that is the actually correct answer, for sure.
So in this regard, Daminant, Brian agrees with what you've done.
Yeah, if the 4 Terax
He approves of the meme.
are hard hard locked.
That's
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian Ellis, not this Brian.
No, not me.
Thanks, Brian.
You didn't super chat during the game.
Not this time.
Tactics had a talk about if 9th edition is too complicated.
I saw that video.
They decided it's a bit much, mostly coming down to stratagems. I tend to agree. Blood Bowl is super tactical and has simple rules. Can 40K follow suit? Of course, there's other games.
We've seen a string of this.
This is a common topic.
We've seen almost every 40K channel podcast, probably in the last 3 to 6 months, make a video or podcast about how they think 40K has gotten too complicated, right? We've been talking about it nonstop. As you pointed out, Tabletop Tactics did a video this week. Winters did a video last week.
Just did a video.
Yeah, last week. Several other people have commented, and for good reason. It's true. The game is too complicated. That doesn't mean it's not still great, a lot of fun. It might even still be one of the, it's close, like 8th edition, probably still the best edition they've made. But this edition has things that are better than 8th edition.
It does.
In many ways. Unfortunately, the complication of the game is the main detractor. It's pretty much the only detractor holding it back over 8th edition. Because it's better than 8th edition in a lot of meaningful ways. But the complexity is the big negative.
And obviously this is like, the same thing happened with 6th and 7th. I actually thought 6th was better than 7th for the same reason. 7th just got, is a more complicated version of 6th. You played a little bit of 7th, or a little familiar.
I was around a bit, but then I wasn't too serious at the time. But
you've seen this before.
Could they make 40K more simple? Yeah, they've had more basic versions of 40K. For sure. They've had it. And they could do it again. I think these are hard moments. Like when you go from 9th edition, you have your codex, and it's got so much flavor and all these relics and tons of stratagems and all these crusade rules and every data sheet, so many special rules. And then they're saying, okay, it's 10th edition, and all of that personality is gone. And the game is so much more basic. You're actually, even though it might be good for everyone, it hurts people. People get sad and upset. And they're like, oh, but what about all that personality I had?
Right. It's hard to go back.
It is hard to go back. And so that's why they're always going forward. What if I had a campaign book that had an Army of Renown and this extra thing? And it's very hard to take things away from people.
Yeah.
They've done it. I mean, 8th was a hard reset. And a lot of people did complain that the index at 8th was like very watered down.
Yeah. But the codexes did ratchet up the options, right? All of a sudden they had stratagems for the first time. And there was more. There was, like, in the end, there was more. They just took complexity out in other places. Everything was more samey.
Yeah.
Like most people's stratagems were the same kind of stratagems, you know?
Yeah.
They're relics and mortal traits, same kind of relics and mortal traits. They're all archetypes. I don't know how to, this is not going to get solved. 9th edition as an edition is functionally locked into this complexity.
Oh, for sure. You know, I saw a pretty funny thread the other day on the Comp 40K subreddit where they were like, I don't think we need stratagems. We should get rid of stratagems. And it like blew my mind. I was like, why would we, like, it's the flavor and fun of the game. It's what gives factions their character. So it makes them different. Like every faction has units with data sheets, and most of the data sheets are comparable. You say like, oh, this combat unit and that combat unit differ in slight ways. What gives a faction its shape, its feeling, is stratagems. So like I didn't understand why people would ask for that, but I get that like it's complicated, and people are saying like, oh, all the strats is what makes factions complicated. I don't think that's what's wrong with
No,
mine.
it's overlapping.
It's the layered army-wide rules and auras.
And auras, yeah.
Those are the two things that make 9th edition very difficult to play. Is like it's almost impenetrable. Is like you have so many
the interactions between them,
conditional and strangely interacting layered rules where it's like, you know, Space Marines is a very simple example, but it don't even have that many layers, and it's a lot. It's like I am Space Marines, so I have Angels of Death, right? Which is in and of itself like 5 rules.
Yeah.
It's like I am Space Marines. I get Angels of Death, and I get Doctrines. And Doctrines is a whole system that applies to the entire army, and you have decisions to make.
I have chapter tactics.
I'm not just Space Marines, I'm Ultramarines, so I have chapter tactics, right? And then also I'm Ultramarines, so I have a super doctrine that is active only during certain doctrines. We're at like 5 layers of rules, and we haven't even gotten into
Here's some firstborn.
Warlord traits, relics, stratagems,
Captain auras,
upgrades, auras. And that Space Marines was one of the simpler factions.
And then I have my strats from both books.
Right.
and I have my secondaries from both books.
2 sets of psychic powers, 2 sets of stratagems,
Yeah.
2 sets of
And
relics,
that's
2 sets of
one of the more
traits.
basic armies.
And that's one of the most, it's
Yeah,
one of
that's
the
like
simplest
one of the more
armies.
vanilla. So yeah, the complexity is there, and they can't walk it back at this point. They could do it in a new edition, and I think they might learn from this. I think it's pretty clear that the complexity is too high, and it's impenetrable for people. But on the table, when you're playing it and you know it, it's a good game. It's not really friendly for new players. Like, it's a lot of work.
Right.
And I think it hurts events, personally.
Probably, yeah.
I think it hurts events. I think it makes
I would
events
disagree
harder.
a little bit that stratagems are like the unique thing that makes.
I think it's one of the major things.
It gives a lot of color.
I actually think I think more important than any of that, flavorness, I think it's a really important design space for them. Because imagine this.
No, yes, I know what you're going to say, which is
You have a unit.
spamming an
Yeah,
effect. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Agree.
You have this
totally
unit,
agree.
and you want this unit to be amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to be amazing everywhere all the time.
Yeah,
Right.
Totally agree.
And the strat solves that design problem so gracefully.
yeah.
So I'm into it.
Okay, here we go. Thanks again, damn it. Also, we really need a wacky game after all
That's
this
true.
serious play. My heart can't take these games. The biggest bugs from NIDS versus Knights make it so.
We haven't had Knights in a while.
We do need a wacky game.
Knight-
I'm like dying.
I don't think we've ever had a Tyranid against Knights, actually.
That's true. Because it like used to be a dumb, with the models we had.
It actually would be a better
It
game
was,
now.
yeah.
What about Knights versus Mega Gargants?
Yeah, let's figure it out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I deal,
can
Mega
homebrew.
Gargants deal a little
Say-
bit too many mortal wounds.
Saves or saves. You use Sigmar rules during the Gargant's turn. You use Knight's turn rules during the Knight's turn.
Okay.
And
All right.
Is there a double turn?
The Gargants are going to
potentially during the.
deal a lot of mortal wounds to the Knights.
So you think Gargants will beat Knights?
Yes.
pretty handily. Gargants have like 40 wounds.
Historically,
No, the
that,
shooting, the Gargants aren't used to taking on shooting.
historically that makes no sense.
But they go up to like a 2-up save.
Oh, the funny thing is, it's hard for the Knights to wound the Gargants, but it's not hard for the Gargants to wound the
Gargants
Knights.
don't have
because
toughness.
there's no toughness.
So how
Yeah.
does that work? With the Gargants, like, I would everything on two.
No, we just proxy their strength as their toughness.
So they're tough. Well, they don't have strength.
Isn't there a strength?
No.
No, there isn't.
There's just a hit and wound.
There's just a hit
And they
and
just
wound,
wound
right.
everything on twos. They're like, I go bang.
Yeah. Well, we'd make them T8.
Of course.
Well, we'll have to figure it out. Thank you, Mana Dork. Loving the new Grey Knight Codex. I just
too.
started getting into AOS, going all in on Caradon Overlords. I'm
Nice.
shocked at how fun AOS is and how rad the lore is.
Agree on all
Yeah,
counts.
this
You
is
just played
dope.
your first game against Caradon Overlords.
I did. It was a
2 days
really,
ago.
it was a really good
It
game.
was actually a really cool game, right?
Yeah. it was
You're
super
like
cool.
tearing it up with BCR.
They're so stupid.
You're going to your first event this weekend?
This
or?
Saturday. Not this
Not
one,
this
next.
Saturday. I was going to say, this
This
Saturday is kind
Saturday.
of the TTTT. But next Saturday, you're going to your first Age of Sigmar tournament.
Yeah.
That'll
Should
be
be
fun.
fun.
While
I'm
we're
going
in
to,
Vegas?
Yeah.
Well, you guys are in Vegas.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on.
That's why you chose to. That's what you chose to do. Is that to go with us?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you know, we invited him and then kicked him off the team.
Yeah.
Did we
Which is
really?
fine.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't know that. Did we do
No.
that?
Brian does this thing where like he needs a spot filled.
no.
So he asks like 18
Yeah,
people.
now it's awkward. I asked like 10 people at the same time,
no.
and
It wasn't
whoever the
awkward.
person who, it wasn't awkward. Whoever the person who got back to
Not
me
for me
first,
anyway. Maybe some of the, maybe
wasn't.
8 of the other people.
No, whoever got back to me first, I would let on. And as several people were like, you said like, I'm interested, but I don't know yet.
I could
And
never
a couple
do
other
that.
people were like, and then Jesse was like, I'm interested and I don't know yet. And then Jesse was like, all right, I'm in. And then Zach was like, 8 minutes later, like, and I'm in. And I was like,
fine.
Jesse took it.
I could never do that.
Jesse's gonna win more games than I was gonna win.
I mean, that's true.
That's fair.
yeah.
He's bringing a real good army, and you would have brought like Craft Worlds.
No, I would have brought T-Sons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a good army.
I mean, maybe better than Jesse's.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse.
But
Step it up, Jesse.
Yeah.
Your spot on the team.
I was
is
gonna say
on the line.
I was
here.
gonna say they should have a playoff for it. Yeah.
but now I need somebody at this tournament because I'm committed. So if you lose, Jesse, you got to go play Beast Claw Raiders
Yeah.
in Redwood City. Yeah, it is a fun game. We're
loving Age of Sigmar
We
as
actually
well.
have a little Age of Sigmar sideboard set up.
We
here in
actually
the
do. We have like
studio.
a second table that we set up just for
Yeah,
Age of Sigmar.
yeah.
And if you're playing so much 40K with how complicated it is and how serious people take it,
Yeah.
you know, Age of Sigmar is such a palate cleanser
relief.
for its like silly, fun, over the top craziness, and everyone just takes the game so much lighter.
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. I'm really loving it.
I will say this, like rolling up with the thing that's supposed to do the thing. It's like, okay, he does it on 3s. There's a bunch of 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
Up. No way to re-roll that.
Yeah.
Moving on. It's like so liberating.
Nothing's consistent, so
It's very liberating.
you don't count on anything because nothing's consistent. So when it goes badly, you're like,
that happens.
That was like 50-50 chance. Who cares?
Yeah.
You know, everyone's playing orcs all the time, basically.
Yep. Thank you, FireKnit. Hey, Titans, what are your opinions regarding Thousand Sons Demon Prince with the conniving plate and undying form warlord trait?
Well, Bridger, you want to go run and go get the codex?
No,
No,
so
no,
you
so
just
we
make him
know-
really tanky. It's just a tanky demon prince,
Yeah, yeah.
but like his output doesn't improve, and why he should be behind invincible Scarab Call Terminators. Why does he need to be tanky?
The only reason you want him tanky is if you were going to throw him up. And the only reason to throw him up if he was really killy.
And he's not.
And if he's not super killy, then he's not filling a role.
Right.
The conniving plate +2 save. Mm-hmm. And whenever he's picked as a target, only
you
put half
reduce.
the targets.
Yeah, you reduce.
You only put half the attacks into him.
Yeah. I remember now. Yeah. We have a hard time getting excited about the Thousand Sons Demon Princes. They used to rule the roost, right? Like they used to be the number one thing, and because their psychic still is good and it was good, and they were durable, and you'd splash them into other armies. I think for those same reasons they're still good,
Right.
but it's just the other stuff is kind of just as good or better even, and it's cheaper, and the army is so tight on points.
He does give 3 Cabal points.
Okay.
I mean, so does an Exalted
So is
Sorcerer.
the Sorcerer, yeah.
Yeah, so
He's cool.
I'm
gonna pick one
not
up.
into it. It's like the same thing with Death Guard Demon Princes. I'm just not. They're okay. There are other better things.
Death Guard can make a fun Demon Prince, though. I'm into
They
it.
can.
These guys can. Thousand Sons can definitely make a fun Demon Prince.
This is a fun Demon Prince.
Yeah.
Like this is the kind of thing I would play, but like, it depends on what kind of game you're trying to play here.
And thank you, damn it. Honestly, not looking forward to a 10th, even though that's what the internet likes talking about right now. I love 40K where it is. He means 10th edition, sorry.
10th edition, yeah.
I love 40K where it is right now as a casual player. Codexes are just so fun to read, learn, and teach to my friends.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is...
You're not wrong.
The thing that's very interesting also about all of this conversation about 9th Ed is that it's also the only edition that has primarily lived during a global pandemic.
Yeah.
And that's weird, right? Like, people are playing more now.
Half the edition people couldn't play.
Yeah.
And they weren't playing at tournaments for sure and events.
Yeah. Reps were low. Reps were, and that's big, like over a large group of people.
I want to stress, we talk about the game being complicated and how we don't necessarily love the level of complexity, but I want to stress 40K is the most amazing game I know of.
Yeah.
And we all dedicate so much of our life to this game because we think it's fantastic. And 9th edition is, I think I can make the argument that it's better than 8th edition, or at least as good, making it basically as good as or better than any other edition of the game that's ever existed, in my opinion. I love the personality that goes into the codexes for someone like me who has the time to dedicate to 40K. It means all these books are so much more deep and interesting, and they've written much better codexes in 9th than they've written in 8th edition.
Yeah.
Right? I think we can say that definitively. Like, look at every book we've got so far in 9th compared to its 8th edition book. Like, not even close, right? And I think that the complexity is tough, and but it's also great. It's a double-edged sword.
Yep.
And so I am very, very positive about the game. I love it. And, I complain about the complexity as someone who has 35 armies. That's not a normal problem.
Right.
A
normal player has their one army, and it takes them a little bit longer to learn. And maybe, 50 games into the codex, they're still learning things, and that's cool to them.
That's actually great.
Right.
Right.
That's what you want.
Yeah. The complexity, the actual complaint I have about complexity, I think when you have your army and you're learning it and 50 games in, you just discovered this new idea, that's ideal.
That's cool, yeah.
The problem with complexity is that you don't know your opponent's army.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the worst parts of the game is the feel bad of like, oh, I didn't know you could do that.
You get gotcha.
Yeah, the gotcha. And your opponent's not trying to get you on it. Maybe they can't tell you everything about their book.
Right.
And that's the part of the complexity that's a problem. It's cool that your book's complicated for you. It's bad that your opponent's book is complicated for you.
But
good for them.
if your opponent's your friend, or if you're in a good play group, then you say the line, would that have changed? If you had known that, would that have changed what you've done? Can we go back?
Right. Yeah. Or your opponent's like, hey, I don't want to get you on this, just so you know, like, I can do this and this and this.
Yeah,
and
we do that all the time.
Yeah, that's how we handle it. And so for that reason, like, we're loving the personality that are in these games, and it's great. It's just hard for us to switch context. We play 3 armies in a week, and sometimes books that just dropped, and we're play testing books that don't even exist. So we have like another set of codexes that we have to kind of
sit in our memory.
We have
forever.
to compartmentalize with the rules that exist. It's a lot of rules to keep in place.
It's really hard, Zach.
And at the end of the day, I want to remind you, like, our channel, we're playing a tournament right now. Mm-hmm. We're not a competitive Warhammer channel.
That's true.
We are sometimes competitive Warhammer players. Mm-hmm. We'll go to tournaments and we'll play to win. Mm-hmm. Okay? But by and large, I personally don't really love competitive Warhammer. I don't actually think Warhammer makes a great competitive game. It's not very precise. I think it makes a brilliant hang out with your friends and your community and have a great time. And when you're playing that kind of Warhammer, none of these problems matter, because you're just chilling with your friends, having a good time, playing with your toys, showing off your hobby, showing off your cool tricks and ideas. And the game's still as perfect as ever for any of that. And the community's bigger, so if anything, it's all better.
It's very much like Commander for Magic. It's like the players are kind of defining the game is best when the players define the boundaries. You could do crazy, nonsense, abusive things, but that's not fun. Like, we're just here to hang out together and play games and have fun. You define the boundaries, you have a good time. That's Warhammer.
Yeah. It's almost like I tolerate competitive Warhammer. Like, I want to go to the events, and I want to be there
and hang out with people.
Yeah, and I actually like the competitive scene more than the casual scene, because I want to play with people who know the rules well.
Right.
Because I know the rules well. Mm-hmm. And the casual players often are just learning. Right. And that's cool. Good for them. But I'm a very experienced player, and I want to play with very experienced players. But I actually don't love the active competitive Warhammer.
Right.
My favorite games are these stream games and the casual games we play with the club. Yeah. Those are by far the best. And in fact, that's what 90% of all Warhammer is people just playing with their friends. The tournament and competitive play, it gets all the love because it's all over Facebook and all the blogs, and people make YouTube channels about it, but it's a tiny minority. And I think we forget that.
It's a vocal minority.
It's a very vocal minority, but we allow them to dominate the conversation. Like, oh, we're playing an army this week, and people will say, oh, why didn't you take this and this combo? It's like, because I don't know, I want to play with my Land Raider. Yeah. And I don't care if this isn't the most competitive because I'm playing with my toys here. And there's a time and place for the show me the best you can have, like the TTTTT here. And it's cool. But most of the time, we're just trying to hang out with our friends, have a good time.
Well, speaking of hanging out with your friends and having a good time, we have one question left.
All right.
I'm going to ask it, then we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and we're going to answer this question all together.
All right.
Okay, with one word, because the answer is very obvious.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Thank you, Baron. As nobody else seems to know, and I couldn't find an answer, is it tournament legal to set up a Fire Raptor on its landing gear instead of its base to hide it, then switch to the base once it moves? 3, 2, 1.
No. It has to be set up on the base that it comes with. It can't sit on the ground. And I know there is some ambiguity. Sometimes there's models that don't have, or it's like they don't come with bases, but they're supposed to have a base. For instance, it's a bad example, but it's a real example, the Manta. It literally does not come with a base.
Old Forge World stuff.
You actually have to make your own base, and no one has ever specified what the base for a Manta is supposed to be. But the Fire Raptor is not like that. It comes with a base, it comes with a flight stand, and it has to be on the flight stand. Now, you can, in your own friendly games, put it down. Brett's famous for coming up with missions where planes land and people get in. It's this is his dream game. But no, certainly not. It's not even.
Yeah, Baron, that seems like the type of question, like if you're a newer player, I think you're not going to find an answer to that, because it's one of those questions where I don't think anyone will think to do that. Right, like in a competitive...
No.
What you basically asked is, can I have my intercessors off their base laying on the ground, and then when it's my turn, put them on their bases and walk them out? And that's not... You can't do that.
True, although this is thematic in a way where it's like landed and then it takes off. It's, it's cool.
My Space Marines were taking cover behind a thing laying down.
You're right.
It's very thematic.
Yeah, the thing is, we've done these in our own games, but it's certainly not... The rules of the game as is does not allow for this. Or at least not with this model. There are models that do change themselves, like the Sky Shield landing pad or something like that, which does actually flip up and down and stuff like that. But like not normal, right?
You're not supposed to articulate models.
In
Even with a
fact,
knight.
it's directly against the rules. If you have a model that can move, like as you said, a knight's a perfect example. Like the arms can swivel. You're not allowed to swivel it in game. Or if you have a tank like a Lehman Russ, you can't turn the turret.
Yeah.
It's illegal. Once it's placed, if you could place the turret like this at the start of the game, but then you could never turn it again. Or you could start it kind of forward. You can never turn it again during the game ever. Another good example is a basilisk.
Yeah.
Basilisk gun can be up and it notches down.
Yeah.
And so I've seen people who they'll deploy and they'll be like, the little foam thing's too short. Notch, 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 notch. Boom. Now I'm deploying it like that.
Yeah.
That's a shiesty thing to do. But at least they're deploying it in a certain state.
Yeah.
And I don't love what someone did just there, and it's not in the spirit of the game.
Yeah. That feels like somebody did this to Baron, and he's like, this is him politely being like, wait, can he do that?
Are you allowed to
like,
do that?
Yeah.
Like, can they?
Guys, we did it.
We did it.
Woof.
Well, we've got one more game.
One more game, Brian.
Of the TTTTT.
You know me.
And then we'll be done. The 2021 Titans Tournament 2, it'll be in the bag, and it's the Custodes against the Death Guard. It's all Bridger's armies.
We did it. I think we have a winner.
No matter
we can
what.
declare a winner
No
right
matter
now.
what, Bridger wins on this one.
It was me.
Or either Custodes win and Bridger wins, or Death Guard wins and all Bridger's lists won. Yeah. So,
I did it.
Yeah.
All the pressure's off for Saturday now. I can just play
No,
a
the
fun
pressure's
game.
not off. If you fail the
game
Golden
beforehand.
Boys, the internet will never, ever forgive you.
Brian, no. No, it's for the bracket. It's
I'm
for the
definitely
person
the
with
bad
the bracket.
guy in
That's
this game.
who I'm.
I'm the bad guy in this game. You're the good guy that everyone's cheering for.
I'm doing it for the bracket guy. That's why I'm trying to
Right.
win.
You'll let the bracket guy down.
Yeah.
The bracket guy will never compete in a bracket again.
I can't break all these brackets just to let this one guy down. You know.
Well, the breaker of brackets would break the last bracket. I feel like, right? Wouldn't he?
The breaker of brackets can't help himself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the breaker of
now,
brackets.
now you're coming. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
too late. It's too late.
Well, a lot to look forward to. And not only is Saturday going to be an absolutely epic game, but coming up next week, we have debuts of new models and terrain. And of course, the Titan Watch is on the very near horizon. And looking into the weeks ahead, we've just got so much. We're jamming the end quarter of this year with all of our best ideas, all of our coolest stuff. So a lot more to look forward to after this Titans tournament.
It's a lot.
But listen, we still got to get through the tournament.
We do.
So we should go rest up, read our rules, get ready.
You should read my rules, bro.
Yeah, good thing I know Death Guard at least. And Army's pretty straightforward.
It is, yeah.
But anyways, we'll see you Saturday, and we'll catch you next time on the tabletop.
Bye.